And welcome to Foxborough Stadium, where the Dolphins have come for a most important game against the New England Patriots. A Miami win or a Dolphin tie today gets Miami into the playoffs. The Dolphins can also get in if they lose, and the Jets and the Steelers lose, or the Jets and the Raiders lose. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. The first upset of this day is the weather. Temperature in the mid-40s. It is sunny and mild, a break for the Dolphins, who right now, with 4 straight defeats, need all the help they can get. They'll need help stopping Leonard Russell, the outstanding runner for the Patriots, as this New England team right now is a very good football team, and Russell's one of the best.
This is not a team that you want to play, and Russell and that running game of New England, that's a group you do not want to try to stop. Look at the Patriots' rushing yards over the last 4 games, 548, and how anemic the Dolphins have been, averaging just 46 yards per rush over the last 4 games. Now, Leonard Russell has been the man for New England, over 1,000 yards already. He is so strong. He popped out a shoulder last week. They popped it back in, and he kept playing.
We're talking about a tough guy. We're also talking about a very good Patriot defense. Over the last 9 weeks, the Patriots have allowed a total of 91 points, the low total over 9 games in the NFL. Meanwhile, the Dolphins are giving up points like an NBA team, Beasley.
It's injuries. I mean, this team has so many stars, but everybody on defense is hurt. Lewis Oliver is out. Larry Webster didn't make the trip. Jarvis Williams has been on crutches, and he was on crutches till Wednesday. I guess the good news is that John Offerdahl, though hurting, will try to go today. He will start.
And they really need John Offerdahl, a great run stopper. Miami has been decimated defensively, and the running game of the opposition has torn them up. Now, the kickoff comes down to McDuffie, and McDuffie, turning it wide, turns it across the 30-yard line and out close to the 35. O.J. McDuffie, who yesterday was doubtful of playing because of a nosebleed problem. They actually had him hospitalized earlier in the week. Is ready to go, obviously, and very well, as he gives the Dolphins good field position to start. The offensive line with Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, Pro Bowlers next January or later in February. I guess the Pro Bowl's coming up, but they'll be there. Scott Mitchell's at quarterback. Terry Kirby with 72 catches. Keith Byers, he's caught 57. They really like to go to their backs. And now Miami's running game, which over the 4-game losing streak has averaged just 46 yards a game rushing, is good for a 2-yard pickup on the first down call. Tim Gold, the nose tackle, made the stop. Hits in Washington up front with him. Andre Tippett, Vincent Brown, the best linebacker never to go to the Pro Bowl, is the leading tackler for the Patriots. They'll start a rookie, Orwin Brown at strong safety. Deion Lambert comes in as an extra DB as we now have 2nd down and 7. Mitchell in the flat, gets his man. That's Keith Byers, and he plunges ahead for a Dolphin first down out to the 44-yard line.
You know, Bill Parcells was telling us, and we met with him on yesterday, that if he could stop one guy, it would be Keith Byers. Keith Byers looks to be the featured back today. They're trying to get that running game started. Keith is so good coming out of the backfield, and he is the most dangerous man, according to head coach Bill Parcells, on a team that is just, I mean, littered with talent, the offense of the Dolphins.
He knows Byers well from Parcells' days with the Giants when Byers was the ace back for the Eagles. Now Mitchell again throws in another strike, and again it's to Byers as he's out close to the 49-yard line. Knocked down there by Maurice Hurst, one of the cornerbacks.
You know, Byers is one thing you'll notice about Byers, that it always takes several people to bring him down. Everything on that man is big. Big hands, big neck, big shoulders, big thighs. That's why he's so hard to tackle. Good player.
Byers has caught passes in over 100 straight games. An ace back. That's his 103rd straight game of the reception. 2nd down coming up now. They need a long 5 for the first down. Mitchell, who was out 4 weeks with a separated shoulder, looking in better form as the Dolphins running hard. The pitch back goes to Terry Kirby, and he's inside the 45-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 47. As Don Shula, who this week was named the AFC Coach of the Year by the Football News, the first of the Coach of the Year awards to be announced. Dan Reeves was the Football News NFC Coach of the Year. Coach Shula, after a 9-2 start, has seen his team slump to 9-6. He said the big problem, our defense isn't challenging people. I don't know what's wrong. One of the things, as you pointed out, Beasley, is a plethora of injuries. You can't lose people who can change the face of a game like cornerback Troy Vincent. Handoff. Dolphins running hard, and they get the first down. On 3rd and short, the rookie from Virginia, Terry Kirby, thunders straight ahead, knocked down by linebackers Andre Tippett and Todd Collins.
Kirby does everything well. He's one of the best receiving running backs in the National Football League. He runs hard, as illustrated there. 72 receptions on the year. How about that? Almost 1,000 yards in the receiving department and 5 touchdowns. This guy can do it all. If there's any one area where he needs to improve, it's in blitz blocking, picking up those big linebackers. He needs to toughen up a little bit there, but he is a super player.
So while the Patriot is attended to, there's a break in the action here at Foxborough.
Screen is number 95, Dwayne Saab. You'll see a Miami Dolphin fall on his ankle down lower right corner of your screen now. See the ankle collapse, and that's the reason he goes out. Number 53, Chris Slade, will step in his stead. You're looking at Dwayne Saab there, and there is Slade. Slade with a lot of sacks this year. He's a good athlete, but in the latter part of the season, Saab replaced him as the starter.
It is now 1st down and 10 for Miami. The opening drive after a strong kickoff return by O.J. McDuffie. The handoff, and running with the ball is Mark Higgs, a terrific little back who just grinds it out. He's the Dolphins' leading rusher with 616 yards, almost 4 yards a carry. Andre Tippett brought him down. Higgy, they call him, proprietor of Higgy's Goal Line Cafe.
That's right.
He's a great player, Roy. He gives it to you every week, every game. Parcells was talking about him as being one of these guys from Kentucky. He said when you get players from Kentucky, they maybe didn't come from a lot of wins, but they all seem to work hard, everyone he's been associated with. A lot to say good about Wildcat players. And here's the handoff again. It's Higgs coming inside the 40-yard line on a 2nd down and 7 carry. He's down close to the 37-yard line where Gold and Brown make the stop.
Higgs is a very, very hard runner. He loses his footing here on the frozen turf just a little bit, but this guy always gives you 100%. And one of the shames that he's not on a team where he would be the feature back, because he has 1,000-yard type of talent. There he is in 1992 and 91. You see him very close to 1,000 yards in those seasons. So much talent on this Miami team, you have to share the ball.
Yeah, a lot of people want to play there because of it, particularly when Marino's in, the way the ball is spread around. Now Mitchell missed a handoff. They don't like him running after suffering a separated shoulder. He dives at the yard marker, and he's going to be close on 3rd and short, but he is going to be short as the rookie safety, Corwin Brown, struck him and knocked him out of bounds.
Well, somebody went the wrong way that time. Either Scott Mitchell turned the wrong way or Terry Kirby went the wrong way. You see quarterback and running back totally disjointed there. And like you said, Don, they don't want this guy running. I mean, he's just now coming back from a separated shoulder. That could be trouble if he has to run too many times.
He separated the shoulder against the Eagles November 14th, Scott Mitchell did, and the Dolphins ready now to go 4th and 1. Power set. Mark Higgs, not close. The New England defense, which has been stuffing people in the recent weeks, does it again. Inside linebacker Todd Collins shut it off. The Dolphins really never had a chance at getting the first down on the 4th down carry.
This defense has become one of the most respected defenses in the league over the last month and a half. They fly to the ball. There's nothing, absolutely zero at the point of attack. Collins coming around the corner. He's one of the players who has become a starter about mid-season. Dwayne Saab, one of the players who became a starter. A lot of guys really showing Coach Parcells that they know what to do.
Bledsoe, the rookie quarterback, the #1 player picked in the draft, ready to put it up on 1st down. Look at this arm as he softly puts it out in the flat. Kevin Turner, a fullback from Alabama, fights ahead for 11 yards. And a Patriot 1st down. Bledsoe really coming of age as his rookie season wears on. There's his offensive line, and it's been one of the best in the NFL. Bruce Armstrong has been a Pro Bowl tackle. Eugene Chung, he was a #1 draft choice. Pat Harlow at right tackle. Don Shula calls maybe the best tackle in the American Conference. Bledsoe at QB, big backs, both are fullbacks, Turner and Russell. Brisby and Timpson, the wide receivers. Marv Cook starts at tight end. The best tight end is Ben Coates. There is Eugene Chung. And he opens a hole as Leonard Russell tries for some yards, and there's not a whole lot to be got as he stopped after a 2-yard pickup by Chuck Klingbeil, the nose tackle. Cross, Klingbeil and Golick across the front. Marco Coleman really a rush end, an outside linebacker from a size standpoint. Grimsley starts at outside backer. Offerdahl in the middle. Brian Cox right outside backer. Frankie Smith starting at left corner for the Dolphins. In the secondary with Brown, Williams, Braggs, and Vesti Jackson, not starting at left corner, but will be the nickel back. 3 wide receiver set now for the Patriots. Second down. They need 8. Over the middle, the ball is thrown. And on the run is Corey Kroom as he thunders ahead inside the Miami 40-yard line and down to the 36. A 13-yard gain and a Patriot first down.
Well, right now, the Patriots are calling the perfect plays to offset what Miami is trying to do defensively. These guys are really setting up well. Look at the great block coming in there. And Corey Kroom running straight ahead hard. Kevin Turner on the last play running straight ahead hard. These guys are pumped up.
They are pumped up. Ray Perkins, the former Alabama coach and former Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach, is the offensive coordinator for New England as the Patriots go to the run again. This time Leonard Russell coming to the right side is knocked down. Russell is probably at his best running to the left. Most right-handed people run to the right best, but he goes to the left better.
Well, the amazing thing about Russell is how tough he is and how hard he runs. And I did their game last week when he popped the shoulder out. I mean, the shoulder came out of the joint, went to the sideline, they popped it back in. He finished the game, and here he is out here playing today.
Jeff Cross shaken up, defensive end for the Dolphins. So while Jeff's attended to, we'll break for this. Jeff Cross shaken up on the sidelines. Looks like he'll be ready to get back in there, but while he's out, in to replace him is Jeff Hunter, number 97 at defensive left end. No score in the game. Dolphins were stopped on a 4th and 1 on their first possession. Now the Patriots are moving the ball well. Second down coming up. They need 8. Drew Bledsoe rifling in the flat to Turner, and he lunges for the first down marker. Brian Cox was with him on the coverage, but it's going to be close to a first down, and it appears he has another one, Beasley.
Once again, the Patriots outsmarting the Dolphins. The Dolphins have 8 men committed at the line of scrimmage expecting a run. The nice little play fake, a perfect pass by Bledsoe. And once again, Kevin Turner, who's one of my favorite players in this league that not a lot of people know about. He always makes big plays, and you'll see a big play from him at some point during this game, stretching out for what appears to be very close to a first down.
Kevin Turner, the man that they went to again. Bledsoe now 3 for 3. 2 of those tosses to number 24, Kevin Turner, or number 34 for the Patriots. Jeff Cross is back in the game now at defensive left end. So now where they mark the ball, originally they had it spotted for a first down, but the linesman came in and moved it back a little. It's going to be just short and brings up 3rd down.
Jeff Cross is one of those guys that they can ill afford to lose on this team. They've had so many injuries on the Dolphins defense. I mean, this team offensively and defensively. There's Oliver Dottie. He's the defensive coordinator for this team, and we were talking to him yesterday, and he was just saying, you know, when you lose guys that are in critical positions like free safety and middle linebacker, it's very tough. There's the middle linebacker. So many injuries for so many years, but still trying to get in there.
And he said the big thing they've been losing is 3rd down. The opposition has been winning on 3rd down. Do they hear? They do. The Patriots on 3rd down get ahead for a gain of 3 yards on the run by Kevin Turner. Jeff Cross was on the tackle, but with 6:50 to play in the first quarter, the Patriots drive on.
And here's Offerdahl with all of his injuries in the middle of the defense, still trying to play, but look at the push by the offensive line. Jeff Cross almost stopped it, number 91, but just the avalanche of power by that Patriot offensive line.
And the Patriots now going 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. A handoff. Russell running left as he is wont to do so often, takes it to the 21-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards on the play. John Offerdahl again,
he's all over the field. I mean, it's a different defense when he's in the game. You see the right bicep taped up. That was hurt earlier. Here he is sniffing out, bouncing off people, trying to get to the runner. That's a tough life for an inside linebacker, and this guy is put together by baling wire and chewing gum, but he's out there.
He's really had an array of injuries. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up for New England. And they go to Leonard Russell, and he cracks right into the Miami defense, knocks people back, and takes the ball all the way down to the 8-yard line. As again, Miami is helpless against the opposing onslaught with the running game.
Well, it's Eugene Chung. It is Bruce Armstrong. These guys are blocking so well. Nice fullback block by the center, Arthur. Look at the alley that Leonard Russell has, and from about 5 yards on, the rest of that is a personal effort that belongs to Leonard Russell, just running through and over people.
So now it is first down and goal for the Patriots inside the 10-yard line. Russell near side. Good D this time by the Dolphins as they knock him down, maybe for a loss of a yard. Marco Coleman, number 90, came across and got him first.
I'll tell you what gets you when you're an offensive player, especially for a running back, if you get penetration. Finally, the defense gets beyond the line of scrimmage. Look at the safety beyond the line of scrimmage. It forces Leonard Russell to bounce back deeper than he really wants to, and as a result, there's no gain.
Second down coming up. Second and goal from the 8. Bledsoe with that lightning arm looks into the end zone, fires, and he's got a man for a touchdown. Michael Timpson, a sprinter out of Penn State, arms outstretched, makes a picture play in combination with his strong-arm young quarterback Drew Bledsoe, and the Patriots continue their excellent play, going out to a 6-0 lead.
One of the reasons that the scoring is down in the National Football League is that the defenses are playing a lot of zones. Watch everybody drop back into a zone, and then what a great throw and great catch. The zones make the throw have to be perfect. 2 defenders right there, great throw and a great catch.
But there is a penalty marker down, and this play could be coming back as we listen to referee Red Cashin.
Tripping during the run. Number 78 on the offense. 10 yards, still second down.
This looks like the Patriots we saw earlier in the season, Beasley.
When they were getting into the red area, the 20-yard line in, the Patriots used to self-destruct. That time, they're all pro. Bruce Armstrong called for using his feet to bring somebody down. Now, you got to do what you have to do. Take a look at top left corner. There's the right leg stuck out. Hey, and then a little arm around the knee of Marco Coleman. Whatever you have to do, I guess.
But that makes it second and goal from the 18. Bledsoe looking, same play. Man is out there. Overshoots. Good coverage by the Dolphins. Stephen Braggs, who's starting today, number 36, was right with the receiver. Frankie Smith also covering on the play.
Once again, zone coverage by the Dolphin defense. It ends up being a 2-on-1. Ball just a little bit too far. The fans here were calling for a pass interference, but that wasn't the case.
11th play of the drive coming up now. A touchdown pass a moment ago negated on a tripping call on the left tackle of New England, Bruce Armstrong. This makes it third down and goal for the Patriots from the Dolphins 18-yard line. More markers down. Throw over the middle. A hard collision at the 8. Markers were down at the snap of the ball. Brian Cox came in and put a pop on Michael Timpson. Jarvis Williams was also on the play. But the Patriots will get it over. It'll be third and goal from the 13-yard line. A 5-yard offside penalty to be stepped off.
Offside. Number 51 on the defense. 5 yards, still third down.
On the top right part of your screen, you'll see Brian Cox coming into your picture. Right side of your screen. There's his head. He can't get back in time, so the Patriots essentially had a free play to take a shot at the end zone.
Bledsoe gets some time, takes a look into the end zone, swings it out. He's not close. Again, very strong coverage by the secondary of the Miami Dolphins, their nickel defense had the receivers blanketed.
Everybody was blanketed, and Drew Bledsoe did something there that he hasn't done most of the year. He's really starting to learn. He simply threw that ball into the ground. Everybody was covered.
Matt Barr on the field now to try a field goal.
Now we found Crittenton had his defender to fall down, but still some safeties around him. So Drew Bledsoe, I think, wisely throwing that ball away.
The field goal try by Matt Barr is good, and there's no telling where the Patriots would be if they had him kicking all season. The Patriots have taken a 3-0 lead on the Matt Barr field goal. It came after a touchdown was called back because number 78, 2 times a Pro Bowl player, Bruce Armstrong, was called for tripping on a block.
He's on the left side of your screen, the far left, and there he is sticking out the leg. You can't do that on Marco Coleman. Then he takes his hand and grabs him, but that's one of the best players in the league. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year. He's about to be a multi-millionaire because of this new collective bargaining agreement.
And he's a great comeback story. Had a complete knee reconstruction. There was some question about his future. He's played every down this year. Now the kickoff brought downfield by O.J. McDuffie again as he crosses the 20 and gets out to the 25-yard line. So the Dolphins, in a most important game, down 3-0, are set to go on offense for a second time. Unseasonably mild for this January day in Foxborough. It wasn't 11 years ago, though, when the Dolphins and the Patriots met. The game was played in a snowstorm, and it was scoreless with 4:10 left in the fourth quarter. Patriots head coach Ron Meyer calls timeout and sends a work release parolee, Mark Henderson, out to clear a path so field goal kicker John Smith can get a good pass at the ball, and Smith delivers what turns out to be a game-winning field goal, a 33-yarder, and the Patriots won 3-0, and Don Shula Beasley still hot about it 11 years later.
That's one of those moves in history that changes rules, you know. Especially with Shula, you know, he was on every rules committee in the National Football League. He's still hot about that.
Coach Shula looking for offense from his team. They could be putting the ball deep downfield before long. The Dolphin coaches, in assessing the New England defense, say it's one that just doesn't give up a lot of big plays. And there is a throw downfield, but Mitchell isn't close to his intended receiver, Mark Ingram. Now let's go to NFL Live in New York and Jim Lampley. Jim?
All right, Don, let's go to Kansas City, where after a 55-yard John Casey field goal put the Seahawks up 3-0, Joe Montana rebounds with that 14-yard shot to Willie Davis. And the Chiefs, looking to come back from last week's loss, have a 7-3 first-quarter lead over Seattle. Back to Don and Beasley.
Thank you, Jim. We're at Foxborough. We have the ball positioned at the 25-yard line. Dolphins down 3-0. A win or a tie against New England today puts Miami in the playoffs. Mitchell running out of time, throws downfield, a beautifully thrown ball, and a terrific play on it by the tight end Keith Jackson, as he's ahead for 14 yards and a first down.
The Dolphins offensive line really put on a show this time. I mean, Mitchell has all the time in the world. Look at him surveying the field, stepping out. There's nobody around him. He is able to put the ball right between defenders and in the perfect spot. The offensive line did a great job that time. Pro Bowlers on that offensive line, and Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, all on the left side.
Mitchell, a big, rangy quarterback, 6'6". In his fourth year out of Utah, he missed 4 weeks with a separated throwing shoulder. Now, looking for a change of pace to put that burst down is rookie runner Terry Kirby, but the Patriots give him no gap. John Washington, 76, takes him down.
Now, I just talked about the all-pro left side of that offensive line. They are controlled very well by the Patriot defense, and then from the backside, John Washington, a veteran of 8 years, showing good speed, coming from the back and making a super play.
John played for Bill Parcells with the Giants.
And, you know, John was like the maybe the fifth defensive lineman for Parcells on that team. So he found him a job through his coach changing teams.
This defense very, very sound. New England's defense very basic. Now the back judge fires in a penalty marker before the snap of the ball. The play clock may have run out with 2:32 to play in the first quarter, and the Patriots leading the Dolphins 3-0.
by the offense.
Yep, delay of
5
game
yards,
call.
still second down.
Patriots, as you know, Beasley, tough to score on here at Foxborough. In fact, they have not allowed a touchdown at home in a couple of months.
They haven't allowed many points at all. I mean, it's been unbelievable what they've done the last 9 games.
Last team to score a touchdown against the Patriots here at Foxborough was the Buffalo Bills back on November 7th. Mitchell on a rollout, throwing downfield. Nicely done. Tony Martin makes the play. And then one of the guys coming in to try to separate him from the ball, Corwin Brown and Rod Smith colliding hard, and Corwin Brown is down. He looked like he was trying to put a knockout tackle on Tony Martin.
He knocked himself out.
That can happen.
I mean, oh, believe me, that could happen. He knocked himself completely out. Here's a perfect look at it. Good coverage by Rod Smith, number 22, driving in on his man. Here comes Corwin right here. And he knocked himself out.
Maybe got that ear hole shot that you're so fond of.
The ear hole shot is a shot right in the ear opening of the helmet. And boy, I tell you, it can really ring your head.
Yeah, and while we have him on, we're going to take a look at the natural gas quarterback efficiency ratings. John Elway, the leader from Denver in the American Conference. I was talking to John's dad earlier, Jack Elway, who is former head coach at Stanford and at San Jose State. He's now here as a scout for the Denver Broncos, and he, of course, is looking at the Dolphins as a possible first-round opponent next week for Denver. Joe Montana throwing the ball well, as you saw a bit ago. He's number 2. Bledsoe is a guy to watch as the years roll on. 6'5", 230 pounds, just 21 years old. Great attitude, great arm. Everything's there, Beasley.
And he's really starting to mature. I mean, we have seen it over the course of this season. When I first interviewed the guy, it's like talking to a high school student, really. I mean, he seemed distracted and like we were a bother, and now he's a lot more professional and knows what to say and more giving of his time. He's going to be a great quarterback.
And we remind you that coming next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see the Broncos take on the Los Angeles Raiders. The Raiders will make the playoffs if the Steelers lose to Cleveland today. They're playing right now. But if the Steelers win, the Raiders must beat Denver to make the playoffs. Some of you will see the Bengals take on the Saints at New Orleans. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Corwin Brown up and about now after, as you put it, Beasley, knocking himself out. Coming up to make a second hit on the receiver, Tony Martin. And in to replace him now is Terry Ray, number 23. Dolphins moving the ball on this drive with some good passing. Dan Marino out for the season with that Achilles tendon injury, but his recovery, we can tell you, is going along even better than the doctors hoped. He barely has a limp now and will be back to doing everything in February. The pitch back goes to Mark Higgs, cutting back. Higgs gets a few on a first down carry. He gets 3 yards, and Vincent Brown, a lead tackler for the Patriots, making the stop.
You know, one thing about Dan Marino is the guy is at every game. He's at every practice. He's in every meeting. You know, it's a lot of guys that would, you know, take the rest of the year off and play some golf down in Miami on a day like today. But he's on the sideline. That's what I love about him. That's what all of his teammates respect about Dan Marino.
Well, as Parcells said, when you want to look at what's happened to the Dolphins in recent weeks, he said you just can't lose with Dan Marino. They don't come along that often and expect to have a winning team. Here's a throw, and it's taken by Kirby. He's inside the 40 and the 30. A big play by Miami as Terry Kirby is down to the 26-yard line, weaving his way for a 14-yard gain before Terry Ray tackled him.
Well, Kirby has great skills. I mean, receiving skills, running skills after the play. You see him stalling there, waiting. Now, immediately, he's got to throw a move. Now, watch this move right there. Guy's got great skills. He's going to be a great back.
He's been a tremendous player, first-year player. What a third-round draft choice he was as they give it to him again. Mitchell throwing the ball well here. He's hit 5 of 6 for 64 yards for Miami. Tim Gold, the nose tackle, makes the stop.
Well, Mitchell has had time to read a short story back there. I mean, that offensive line is really doing a good job. Every time he drops back, he's got time to look and survey the field. That's a luxury.
One of the things that hasn't been a luxury, talking to John Sandusky, the assistant head coach and the offensive line coaches, he said there's been too much of a load on him with no running game the last couple games. He's thrown the ball 90 times in the last 2 games. 40 in the loss at San Diego Monday night, and 50 times the week before in that shootout with Buffalo.
Well, it's been the running game, and it's also been the fact that they've fallen behind so quickly in the games over the last few weeks during that losing streak that they've had to go to a Dan Marino style offense without a Dan Marino and without a running game to provide some type of alternate threat.
There is no infraction. The clocks differ. We'll put 25 seconds on the clock. Clock's not working.
Red Cashin saying something about the clock that does not coincide with the time being kept on the field, so he's going to put 25 seconds on it. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have the ball positioned at the New England 25-yard line. Second down coming up. 2nd and 9, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. The time going back onto the play clock, not the game clock. And the AFC playoff picture, the Bills leading 3-0 at Indianapolis. A victory puts Buffalo on the home field throughout the playoffs. Houston goes later tonight against the Jets. Kansas City leading the Seahawks at the moment. KC can secure the 3rd seed in home field for a first-round playoff game. Denver against the Raiders later, and as you know, Miami losing here 3-0 to the Patriots. A win or a tie today assures Miami of a playoff spot. If they should lose, they still could get in, but they'd need help. Up on the list of help would be the Jets losing in combination with the Steelers losing, or in combination with the Raiders losing. Here's a throw in the flat. Not much room to work. The defense is there. Todd Collins working his way and holding on to Terry Kirby. Brings up 3rd down and 9 now.
That's a tough job for a linebacker, and Collins is one of the players that the coaching staff, there's Al Grove, the defensive coordinator, has pointed out to us over the weeks, starting to get it, starting to understand how to play winning football. As a result, this team is trying to win a 4th in a row.
Now a big down coming up for the Miami Dolphins. 3rd down, they need over 9 where the ball is positioned, almost 10. From the shotgun, Mitchell stands in, pump fakes, the rush comes, and all is lost. Back at the 35. Brent Williams, number 96, was the first guy to get there. He ate the ball rather than risk putting it up against good coverage.
Well, first thing I would say is that he had a super pocket. I mean, there's all kinds of pocket there, and he went the wrong way. When he decided to elude, when he decided to eat the ball, he went the wrong direction, and there was Brent Williams, the beneficiary of that mistake. But man, the guy's got all day to throw. He's got plenty of pocket.
When that pocket breaks down, it happens fast, and with the loss, no field goal tried. Dale Hatcher's now into punt for Miami. Ronnie Harris is back. A high arcing, almost a wedge shot. Harris will field it at the 11-yard line. So the Patriots with a 3-0 lead take over the ball, but they have the long field to go when we come back. Lead the Giants 3-0 in a game at the Meadowlands that will decide the NFC Eastern Championship and home field throughout the NFC playoffs. San Francisco goes tomorrow night against the Eagles. Green Bay winning an all-important game at Detroit. Winner of that game takes the NFC Central and will be at home next week. Right now, we have the New England Patriots breaking the huddle, ball positioned at their 11-yard line. Patriots leading on a Matt Barr field goal, 3-0. To the run. Leonard Russell, both arms on the ball. The Patriots had a big problem with fumbling earlier in the season, but that was quickly put to rest when Parcells made an announcement one day at practice. If you fumble, you don't play. And just like that, everybody stopped fumbling.
It's amazing how that works.
Now John Offerdahl is out of the lineup. I don't know if he's been injured again or they're just making a situation substitution. We'll check that. Dwight Hodger has come in, number 50 for Miami. Bledsoe, deep drop on 2nd and 7, lofting a ball downfield. His receiver not even looking at it. Ray Crittenden, for whatever reason, was playing like a defensive back. He was watching the defensive player.
Ray Crittenden didn't get whatever audible was offered because Crittenden was going down in a stock block as if he was going to block against the defender.
Play comes back anyway on a call against New England. John Offerdahl on the sideline right now. There's John, who has missed 3 straight games with a hamstring problem. He missed 4 earlier this year.
Offensive pass interference, number 87. That penalty is declined. Second out. Third down. Third down.
Finding the penalty makes it 3rd down and 7 for New England. It's amazing, though, Beasley, when Offerdahl's in there, how effective he is at shutting down the run.
It really is, and it's more a question of the calls that he makes and the way he kind of runs the traffic back there. He's been a little too injured to be a physical presence.
Now Bledsoe stands in, throws that fastball downfield. How do you catch that? But Vincent Brisby did. And you talk about a pair of hands. Brisby shaking off the sting.
I'll tell you what, that's worth the congratulations from your quarterback and the fans. When you go up and your body is totally extended like that, you know that the defensive back is going to try to cut you in half. And that
what hands to hold on to this thing.
Great courage also, Don. Look at this.
Man.
And then the shot in the middle of the back. I love to watch the athletes play. Beautiful.
Offerdahl again is troubled by a hamstring problem. Our producer John McGinnis just checking with the Dolphins trainer. So whether or not we'll see John Offerdahl back in here, we'll have to wait and see. Leonard Russell carrying on the play and Mike Golick making the tackle. Bledsoe throwing well. He has hit 4 of 4 throws for 41 yards. Believe me, it's more disappointing to John Offerdahl than it is to any Miami fan that he can't be in there. He just keeps continually getting these nagging injuries that keep him out of the lineup. 5 straight years he went to the Pro Bowl, John Offerdahl. It looks like he might be sidelined the rest of this day as the Patriots now go on a play fake. Bledsoe looking downfield near sideline, but there's too much lead on the throw to Vincent Brisby. 3rd down comes up.
That time Bledsoe had that's a long geometric throw. Geometrically, it's the longest throw in the game from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline, and the pocket was collapsing just a little bit as he tried to find it. Boy, all the body he puts into the ball. Just a little off on that one.
Bledsoe, the first player picked in the draft. Rick Meyer of the Seahawks was the second, both quarterbacks, and the projections are now if the 2 juniors come out, there'll be 2 quarterbacks picked at the top of the next draft. Keith Schuler and Trent Dilfer. Now Bledsoe on the run is ahead for a 1st down as he gets out to the 38-yard line. Frankie Smith makes the stop for the Dolphins, but he does it 12 yards downfield.
Boy, it's so much fun watching this kid grow up and become a man. I mean, he is really moving into this position. He sees that there's absolutely nothing there, takes full advantage of the opportunity, and watch him spin it at the end there. That's that confidence coming.
He does have that. His confidence rising. He hasn't run a lot. Big thing he's got is just a lightning release. You'll see it now. Look at that fastball. Triggered in to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 throw. Good for 11. 1st down Patriots.
This release is pristine. I mean, it is absolutely pure. The step into the ball, the power generated from the lower body, it's low and away from the defender. The only person that can catch it is his teammate. That's great.
And it's coming in there hard. A tight spiral right on the numbers, and it's a 1st down for New England. Patriots lead 3-0. 2nd quarter. Handoff. Leonard Russell tries the middle, nothing there, and he bounces to the outside and works his way ahead for a gain of 5 yards on the play before he's knocked out of bounds by safety Stephen Braggs.
Leonard Russell runs so many plays up the middle and off tackle that he sucks the defense in a lot and then has the athletic ability to bounce outside so well. He's sneaky fast, a nice long strider. Super player.
And an honest man, Leonard Russell, gives it to you every practice. This is one of the few people who will hide injuries just so he can practice. He wants to be in there. He wants to have the whole load on his shoulders, and it's been there much of this season as the Patriots continue to run the ball well. Now a quick out pattern. And again, Kevin Turner figuring in the passing game of the Patriots, coming out of the backfield. And the former Alabama fullback is ahead for a first down.
Kevin Turner can do it all. He can block, catch, he can run the ball out of the backfield, and he makes big plays. Just a good football player all around.
Dolphins really miss Troy Vincent, a standout cornerback who's out for the season with a knee injury. He could take anybody one-on-one. It really changes the pass coverage when you miss a cover man like Vincent. Now Bledsoe dropping back, and the play is whistled dead as the referee jumps in. .9:46 to go in the first half.
Encroachment. Number 97 on the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
Jeff Hunter jumped in early. The Dolphin defensive problems. Look at the total yards by the Bills in San Diego and the points allowed. Most points allowed in consecutive games by Shula teams in the 33 years he's been an NFL coach. Tom Olivedati said there's just no secret. We've lost guys, and what we have in there is not making plays right now. We're giving up too many big plays. Russell, they're reading him all the way, and the Dolphins this time defend well against the on a 1st and 5 play. Could be a loss of a couple of yards.
Right now, the New England Patriots are doing one thing that that you have to do when you're playing against a Miami offense. I mean, they're keeping some very skilled players on the bench. I mean, they're winning the time of possession. These are long drives, classic Bill Parcells football, running the ball, short passes, control offense. And as a result, Keith Byers, Keith Jackson, Irving Fryer, people like that are spectators.
You see the Patriots with a total yardage advance today. Bledsoe with a quick drop and a hard throw to the outside. Timpson sprints ahead down the near sideline and gets to the 25-yard line. It's another first down for New England, a 10-yard gain.
You know, Timpson has great hands, and boy, he catches with nothing but his hands. Even though he falls here on the break, we talked about the turf being a little chewed up at this point in the season, but reaches out and catches the ball with nothing but hands and able to get the first down.
Despite some very cold weather here in the past week, and more is coming in tomorrow, the Dolphins really caught the right day for this game. The field isn't frozen. It's a natural grass field. It is, as you point out, a bit chopped up in parts. Here is a throw downfield and in the end zone. Too much lead. Very nearly 6 for the Patriots with 8:16 to go in the first half. Vincent Brisby, who made that fingertip catch a bit ago for a first down, was the target of Drew Bledsoe.
That would have been an amazing strike had Bledsoe been able to hit this one. The safety takes the wrong angle. See the safety underneath? That's Jarvis Williams. Breaks too sharp of an angle, so Brisby was all alone. It would have been a tough throw and a tough catch, but good recognition by the young quarterback.
Dolphins continue to fall. Vesti Jackson now out of the game with a hamstring injury. 13th play of the drive coming up, as a penalty marker goes down, and Leonard Russell of the Patriots runs the ball to the 20-yard line where Marco Coleman stopped him. Red Cashin checking out the penalty. This is a day with a lot of emotion for Patriot fans. There's a great deal of speculation this team will be sold in the next 2 weeks, and there is continuing speculation that it'll be moved to St. Louis, Missouri.
Offside. Number 90 on the defense. 5 yards. Still second down.
That's Vesti Jackson sidelined with a hamstring injury. The same problem that's taken middle linebacker John Offerdahl out of the game. Patriots leading 3-0 and challenging now on a 2nd down and 5 play. Bledsoe, a perfect strike down to the 7-yard line. Vincent Brisby turning back at the ball is ahead for 13 yards, catching it on J.B. Brown.
Every Patriot we talked about this season, wishing this season could be extended somehow. And Drew Bledsoe has really come on in the last month. I mean, I bet he wishes they had another 4 or 5 games to play. That's a big-time throw. The defender was right on Brisby, and he makes a super spot right in the chest.
And when we talked with these Patriots yesterday, particularly Bledsoe, They can't wait to get back here in March to start the off-season conditioning program. These guys know they could be a real good team all season next year. Well, Leonard Russell runs. Dolphins defend well.
You know, that's a big point, Don, about these Patriots. I mean, they're talking about the off-season program, you know, here when everybody else is so tired, they just can't wait to get away from one another. I mean, this is a team to watch. If I was an investor, I'd invest in the future of this team.
Well, Bill Parcells is admittedly a very superstitious man. You show him a black cat, and he'll make like Jesse Owens. Elephants with their trunks turned up, statues of them are good luck. Another superstition, you don't cut a place kicker ever, because he'll come back to beat you. And he stayed with his rookie all season, who just couldn't get it done, and he lost games for them. Now he's got Barr in there. Since Barr's been here, he hasn't missed a kick, an extra point or a field goal, trying to have won every game.
You know, one thing about that, though, and Tom Landry had the same philosophy, it shows the other players that you have a commitment to the team and the people that are on the team. Matt Barr has come in there in your screen. He's come in and done a great job. Parcells was telling us that this guy has made every big kick that he's been asked to make.
He was his kicker, of course, with the Giants in '90 when they won the Super Bowl. But right now, it's the Patriot offense that's moving the ball. Third down coming up. Bledsoe looks. He throws. It could go for 6. It does. Ben Coates, tight end, 7th touchdown catch of the year. Emerging as one of the best tight ends in the NFL, Ben Coates. Matt Barr back on the field with 6:04 to play in the first half. And he ups the Patriots lead to 10-0. So the Dolphins again on the ropes. Don Trickey with Beasley Reese back at Foxborough Stadium, where the Patriots have just opened a 10-0 lead on the touchdown throw from Bledsoe to tight end Ben Coates. And now Matt Barr, who hit the first points of the day on a field goal and then hit the extra point following the touchdown a moment ago, ready to kick it off. There's O.J. McDuffie out of Penn State, the #1 draft choice of the Miami Dolphins, and a man that Parcells thinks is one of the most dangerous people on a football field in his conference. McDuffie takes it back close to the 30-yard line.
When defenses are playing poorly, they lose players. Look at the right side of your screen. Here's Ben Coates. The Miami defense totally loses him. Bledsoe finds him all alone for the touchdown. And that guy right there should make the Pro Bowl. The tight end on the other side of the field made the Pro Bowl, and Keith Jackson. But Ben Coates is one of the best. And when we were talking to Parcells yesterday, I could tell that he knew his team would perform well against the Dolphins today. That's a good player right there.
Oh, it's a terrific player, and one they want to sign. He is a 5th-round draft choice out of a little-known school. Don Shula was high in his praise of Coates out of Livingston College. Ben Coates, and now Scott Mitchell looks to air it out, and does, near sideline. Getting the ball downfield for a first down to the former Patriot Irving Fryer. That's his 62nd catch of the season. 15-yard gain. They got to start throwing, Beasley. Nothing much has happened with that running game. Yeah, they got to start throwing.
Irving Fryer gets a little boo there for his reception. He did a lot of wonderful things in this stadium, but they have to put it up and get back in this game, and that was the Fryer factor. He ran young Smith, Rod Smith, off. Smith was still running when Fryer stopped to catch the ball.
First down coming up. The Dolphins go to the run, and Mark Higgs cutting back. A terrific run by Higgs on first down. First line of defense hit him, and he spun off and got ahead for a gain of 8 yards.
Well, that's what Miami would like to do, but they haven't been able to do it lately. The last 4 games, they've fallen behind, so they've had to really start throwing a lot. Take a look at how many times what they did when it comes to rushing. When it gets down to those really 2 big losses against Buffalo and San Diego, averaging just 46 yards rushing per game. Can't win that way.
Cannot do it. Now they're averaging some nice yards, and Mark Higgs is the man. They've gone back to Higgy. And he's giving him the goods as he busted ahead for a 20-yard gain.
That was that all-pro side of the offensive line for Miami with Richmond Webb, Keith Sims, and Dylan Baugh. And look at the lead block, super lead block by Keith Byers, springing Higgy. And boy, he's a hard runner. He's a very short guy, Don, but he's, you know, stout.
He's got a pair of legs on him. Probably as big as Keith Sims. I mean, he's really got powerful legs.
5'7", 200.
Yeah, so has the big heart. They play fake to Higgs, and now Mitchell lets it go to the sideline, and he makes the connection. You can see the difference in velocity in the two quarterbacks. Mitchell just doesn't have his usual snap on the ball since he hurt his shoulder.
That throw was dangerously late. I mean, that's the reason that Irving Fryer was so upset. Now watch this play. This should be intercepted if you got a little more. See, more motion have broken long before then. That was dangerously late. Maurice Hurst could have taken that the distance.
But they get the ball on the reception and a gain on the play of 5 yards. Back to Higgs. He makes people miss. Nobody's moved the ball on the ground. Mark Higgs has here in the second quarter against the Patriot defense in quite some time. A 7-yard gain on the play.
Now that's the third play that they have run from the center to the to that same side, ending up on the left side where those two all-pros are. And at some point, the Patriots are going to load up, expecting them to do that and snuff that out.
Dead even in total yards, but not on the scoreboard. Only place it counts. It's a 10-0 game. New England in the lead. But the Dolphins challenging in a game that if they win it will put them in the playoffs and probably on the home field next week. Higgs is stopped on first down by Vincent Brown. Number 59, a player who, if anybody deserves to go to the Pro Bowl some year, it's Vincent Brown, but he never gets the vote.
He's playing on the wrong team to get a lot of national note. Now, as a result of this season, they may get more games on national television. Watch number 59 smelling it out and sneaking in between the blockers.
You talk, Beasley, about the Patriots. The Dolphins only getting 46 yards a game rushing. Here's a throw and a completion downfield to Mark Ingram, who looked like he was going to lateral to Byers.
Thought about it.
Higgs has rushed for 42 yards here in the second quarter. That was an 11-yard gain as the Dolphins get closer. Rod Smith was on the tackle.
Well, there are so many stars on this Dolphin offense. At some point, you got to figure some people are going to make plays. Watch him think about pitching it to Byers, but he also saw Andre Tippett there and wisely decided to keep it. Good play.
And Mitchell putting up some nice numbers.
Mitchell is 9 for 10 for 96 yards. I mean, he has consistently done some things as they fall up just short of the first down. But Don Shula was telling us that he expects a big day from Scott Mitchell. There he is over conferring with Shula, and Marino also was in that little huddle, in that little meeting.
And Gary Stevens, the Miami Dolphins quarterback coach, one of the best. He's been working with Mitchell. Mitchell's numbers, despite the recent problems with interceptions, 5 in the last 2 games, he still has very impressive numbers for the year. 57% completions, 11 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, and an 84 rating, and that rating way up over 85 now, the way he's throwing today.
And a couple of those interceptions last week, one was a tip ball. I mean, you know, you can be unlucky on interceptions also. So he's a very talented guy, very bright future.
Foxborough Stadium is sold out. It wasn't sold out in time for a television lift of the blackout here in the Boston area. But every seat is full, and they have reason to cheer today with the 2-minute warning now given. Down 10-0, challenging. 3rd and inches. Might be a free ball. The Patriots are signaling there is.
I don't know that he made that.
3rd and less than a yard. It didn't look like he got anything. Dolphins now. Mark Ingram's up pointing first down.
Mark Ingram says first down.
Find out if Mark knows something the rest of the building doesn't.
Coach Shula says first down. Another official says first down.
Mitchell, despite the troubled shoulder, putting his head down and bullying his way close.
I didn't see him move 1 ounce.
Now the pile didn't move.
I didn't see him move 1 iota.
He might have done some squirming on the ground and inched that ball ahead, but it looks like it's going to be enough. We'll see. He gets it by about the length of the football. So the Dolphins had the ball first down and goal at the 5-yard line of the Patriots. This is only the third time that Parcells and Shula have coached against each other. Earlier this year at Joe Robbie Stadium, Dolphins beat the Patriots 17-13. Cutback run by Mark Higgs. Not only does he go down behind the line of scrimmage, he's then thrown back about 5 yards.
Well, Don, that turf looks on television a lot better than it really is. It looks like really some clippings that were just laid down. And look at that. That's a great shot of how everything is just ripping up. It looks like somebody cut a bunch of yards and then took the grass and sprinkled it out on the field. That's not live growing grass that you're looking at.
Second down and goal from just outside the 5. Mark Higgs turns it up, turns it in, and he goes in for a touchdown. So Higgy delivers the goods. 6 points for the Dolphins, and they're back in the game, down 10-6.
Higgs is more the hard-nosed, no-nonsense guy, where Kirby is the flashy, pretty guy. But Higgs just puts it in, drives those knees, and takes it in for the touchdown. That's super blocking on the left side of the line once again, running behind. If I had Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, Pro Bowlers, I'd run there also. Most of their production has been on that side.
Good side to go to. Left side, Richmond Webb and Keith Sims both headed for the Pro Bowl. Stoyanovich delivers the extra point. He'll be kicking off when we come back.
Byers, the lead blocker, coming around, and he'll pick off someone with a super block right there. Dwayne Saab misses the tackle because he's coming at a bad angle, and Higgy simply driving it in for the touchdowns. And Don, the Dolphins are back in it.
Higgy doing the job. 9 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown. As we've pointed out, the Dolphins during their 4-game losing streak have been averaging only 46 yards a game rushing. So Higgy's coming up at a time much needed.
Oh, he is. And like I said earlier, he's the hard-nosed guy. He's the one with the big legs, and he's just going to drive him in there and do what he has to do to get the team in the end zone.
Now the Dolphins ready to kick off. Not much time left. 1:07 to go in the first half. Ronnie Harris and Ray Crittenden. That's Crittenden 81, very fast. And Stoyanovich ready to kick it off for Miami. We'll be going to NFL Live at halftime for a complete roundup of this 18th week of action. Week 18, 16 games in a season, 2 bye weeks, and now Stoyanovich is ready to hit the ball as the deep men are back at the 5-yard line for New England. Wind at the Dolphins back, and the ball carries into the end zone. Here comes Ray Crittenden. And he too loses his footing trying to cut back in that middle section of the field. Bledsoe, number 11, ready to come out. We'll see if he comes out pitching. The Miami playoff picture. Miami is in the playoffs if the Dolphins win or tie this game with New England. If the Dolphins should lose and go to 9-7, they could still make the playoffs, but they need help from Houston. The Jets have to lose tonight in combination with Pittsburgh losing, or the Jets have to lose in combination with the Raiders losing, and that too would get Miami in the playoffs. But if Miami wins today, there's a very good chance they'd be on the home field next week for a first-round wild card game. Apparently the Patriots are going to throw. They've got 4 wide receivers in the game, and now there's a timeout signaled for. Miami coaches want to substitute on defense, it looks like, Beasley.
Well, once they saw them spread the formation all the way out wide, that is a smart move to take a timeout. What they don't need, what the Dolphins don't need, is a big play right here, especially how well Bledsoe is throwing the ball. He is becoming more and more confident, and Shula and company wisely going to get some more defensive backs in there.
Coming up, it's the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Jim Lampley, Mike Ditka, and Will McDonough. They'll bring you up to date with the scores and highlights, and they'll also take a look at the playoff picture, which is a tester. And we also remind you that tonight, all is positioned at the 18-yard line of the Patriots after opening up with a 10-0 lead Miami has come back to score, and it's now a 10-7 game. Ryan Cox aligning himself with the outside backer position, maybe coming on a blitz now with just 1:07 to play in the first half. Bledsoe drops and looks to the sideline, throws to his tight end. He releases the ball, and the penalty marker comes in after Bledsoe throws.
The Dolphins had committed 7 people to the run that time, so the play fake should have allowed them to have an opportunity for a big play, but the Dolphins quickly adjusted back into their zones.
Holding number 69 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Holding call on the left guard, Eugene Chung. Big offensive guard out of Virginia Tech. Was born in Korea, a martial arts expert.
I was about to say that he has one of the things that I was impressed about when I saw him yesterday was the size of his head.
He's a big guy.
He's got a major cranium working.
Yes, the give is across the 10-yard line. He's also got a lot of brains in that head. I think he was a Dean's List student in engineering or something.
Since you say he's a martial arts expert, I wish I hadn't said that, though. He might be taping the game.
Right now, a timeout is signaled with 49 seconds to play. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see the Broncos go against the Raiders at the LA Coliseum. The Raiders will make the playoffs if the Steelers lose to Cleveland. Right now, the Steelers are losing to Cleveland 6-3. But if the Steelers win, the Raiders must beat Denver to make the playoffs. Some of you will see the Bengals go against the Saints at New Orleans. A doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Bill Parcells, in his first year as coach of the Patriots, a man who coached the Giants to 2 Super Bowl victories, and like everyone else around here, he's wondering who the owner will be and where the team will play next season.
A lot of fans here with signs and chanting, really upset about what's going to happen with this team, where it's going to end up going. Is it going to St. Louis? When I drove in, there were people upset about the brewing company, the beer distributorship.
Handoff now with 46 seconds to go in the first half. The league certainly wants the Patriots to stay here. This metropolitan Boston area is the 6th largest television market, and there's a very big following for pro football. St. Louis did have a pro football team, and it was supported so well it moved to Phoenix, the Cardinals, as did the NBA basketball team. The Hawks moved to another city, to Atlanta, but they love the Cardinal baseball team in St. Louis.
Well, these fans were upset about the Anheuser-Busch people in St. Louis and had some signs talking about boycotting all of those products. So it's a hot issue going on here.
Dallas extending its lead over the Giants now to 13-0. Beasley, I think your headset is telling you something here. A little feedback, as they say in the business. 46 seconds to go. 60,000 say please stay. A lot of history in the stadium. 23 years the Patriots have played here, and Dolphins been going against them that long in the stadium. A lot of memories. Jumpin' Joe Gerlach on a Monday night when the Dolphins and the Patriots played. Jumpin' Joe jumped out of a hot air balloon onto a little mattress on the field and barely made it. Handoff to Leonard Russell as he's out to the 12-yard line. And that could be Mike Saxon, the punter for the Patriots. Bill Parcells has been working him kind of hard, hasn't he, Beasley?
Talk about working him hard. What he did was, the guy let one ball go through his hands against Cincinnati because it was cold. He had trouble last week in the cold. So Parcells practically made him stay outdoors for, literally hours all week long in the tough temperatures up here on this mountain in New England, and made him punt for hours outdoors and take snaps. So
said he almost chained him to the goalpost out there. Get him used to the cold.
Well, that's one way to learn.
Yeah. Saxon formerly punted for, among other teams, the Dallas Cowboys.
San Diego State guy, so he's a California kind of guy. Foxborough's a little rough.
The clock is doing tricks here. We have it down to 1 second. And the Patriots are huddling, holding to a 10-7 lead. And this will do it for the first half of play, as Bledsoe appears ready to just down the ball and take his winnings to the locker room. A 10-7 lead at halftime. You can see the buildup of snow from earlier in the week when they had an ice storm and a snowstorm, but it's unseasonably mild today. And right now, the Patriots could be en route to a 4th straight win. Next up, Jim Lampley in the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Silver bullet halftime statistics. You see the rushing yardage. Dolphins averaging just 46 a game over this 4-game losing streak, with 58 in the first half. And most importantly, as you were discussing, Beasley, the turnover count, none either way. Turnovers have absolutely killed Miami of late.
And another big stat is the possession at the bottom of the screen there. Patriots normally win that by a lot when they're playing very, very well, and now it's about even with Miami actually having the ball a little bit longer.
Stoyanovich is ready to kick off for the Dolphins. Back deep for New England, Ronnie Harris and Ray Crittenden. The ball is a yard deep. Here comes Harris. Cut down on a very fine open field tackle by Saxon. James Saxon coming down to make the special teams play for the Dolphins, as now the sun has gone behind some clouds and the temperature could be dropping.
Well, this is a major pop by Saxon. Just as Harris tries to bounce out, there's Saxon right there to wrap up the legs and to get that team, his Dolphins defense, in that power mode early.
The power mode is what you have to have. Bledsoe has thrown the ball well for New England. He's hit 9 of 14 throws for 96 yards and a touchdown. He comes out with a 2-back set. Wide receivers to either side. To the run they go. This is Leonard Russell, his 235-pound fullback, and the Dolphins were looking for number 32 at the snap. Mike Golick, number 96, the lead tackler for Miami.
It's not a complicated offense that the Patriots run. I mean, it's simple. Line it up, smash mouth. You know exactly where it's going. It's a question of finding the angles and making plays. Parcells made this offense famous, and he has got his players here in New England understanding how it should work. But that time, Miami really stringing it out well all the way to the sideline.
Yeah, they have the good lateral pursuit. Russell, despite his size and not known to be real fast, has a great ability to get outside and turn it up. Now an overthrow as Bledsoe, under a lot of pressure, looks for Ben Coates, but he really had to trigger the ball sooner than he wanted to, as Miami got a blitz rush on Bledsoe.
And I would think, Don, that he threw that one away. I mean, understanding that it would be a miracle throw, the pocket collapsing around him, and that's a part of the growth of Bledsoe. As he throws this one, I believe throws this one away. Blitz by Hollier, number 50, forced him to get rid of it quickly. He simply tried to hit someone on the sidelines.
Now the Dolphin defense digs in. 3rd down. Patriots need 12. No markers. Patriots got back. Bledsoe runs, but he's not close to a first down as he is thrown back, and there's a ball on the field also. We'll see if they rule Bledsoe was down. They're ruling it is. Then the Miami Dolphins ball. Jarvis Williams comes up with the ball. The first turnover of the day. Parcells signaling his quarterback was down running the ball. But the officials say no, and a huge development now in favor of Miami.
Well, it looked like he was fumbling at the end of the run. There it is. It's almost loose. He doesn't. Oh, that is a fumble. It is on the ground. It was coming out as his knee hit the ground. The ball is falling to the ground. Clearly seen right there. And, well, we just talked about how important the turnover factor is, especially in a close game on a cold day.
And it is starting to become a cold day. It was unseasonably warm at the outset. The Dolphins now challenging in position to possibly take the lead. Mitchell on against the blitz on 1st and 10, releases and gets rid of the ball to save the loss. Andre Tippett coming from the outside backer position unimpeded. Nobody picked him up.
You know, let's take another look at the Bledsoe fumble, because I'm sure that's going to be talked about a lot. Now the ball is loose and it's basically out of his hand as the knee is down. Very close call, but looks like it was a fumble there.
Looked like Jeff Cross got a hand on it, knocked it free. Jarvis Williams recovered it as Bledsoe walks the sidelines. His counterpart Scott Mitchell, 9 for 11 throwing. Loops one over the middle, and it is dropped by the normally sure-handed Keith Byers, who came into the game 57 receptions.
That's what I call the split concentration factor. New England playing some good hard-nosed, hard-hitting defense, and I think Byers probably had one eye on the ball and half of his concentration on where the hit was coming from. Normally very sure-handed, but drops this one.
Byers, a man that Parcells was lauding yesterday when he talked about the Dolphins. He played so many great games against Parcells' Giants when Byers was an Eagle. He is very concerned about stopping him. Now they go to the run. Gary Kirby weaving his way to the 11-yard line on a 3rd down and 10 play. He got about 5. Taken down by defensive end Brent Williams, number 96.
Rock Smith with the miss early on in that play, and Kirby with the talent to step through his hands and make a nice gain. 2 back-to-back really good defensive plays by the Patriots, then a little slip there on that play.
And that brings out Pete Stoyanovich, ready to try his first field goal attempt of the day. Stoyanovich, 22 of 30 as you saw for the season. He's been good long. He's hit 2 of 2 50+. This one is drilled up and through. And the Dolphins, who at one time trailed in this game by a count of 10-0, have come back to tie the game. The lights are on at Foxborough Stadium. And the game is tied 10-10 on the Stoyanovich field goal. Pete Stoyanovich of the Dolphins ready to kick off now as Harrison Crittenden are back for New England. A high spinning kick. The ball is taken by Ray Crittenden. Straight ahead sprint carries him to the 22. Then he is thrown back. Bill Parcells was vehement in his protest before the fumble. He thought his quarterback was down, but the replay showed he was not.
Down for an hour is what I read his lips better than anybody in the country.
You played for him.
He said that guy was down for an hour. He had possession of it.
Red Cashin is not buying any of it.
Nope.
Play holds. It was a fumble recovered by Jarvis Williams and subsequently turned into a tying field goal by the Dolphins. Now the Patriots align. 1st down and 10 at their 22-yard line. Bledsoe stands in. Near sideline throw, and he's not close as all of a sudden the Miami pass rush has taken it up a notch. They're putting heat on Bledsoe every down he throws.
Also, the coverage downfield is very good for Miami. They have really turned it up a notch defensively. Take a look at the pressure here. Bledsoe still has plenty of time to step and throw. Although he feels pressure right in his face, coverage downfield is very good though.
That is a bad-looking track out there. Tough footing in the middle of the field as Jeff Cross is back in. He was shaken up earlier. Defensive end for the Dolphins. Bledsoe on 2nd and 10. Here comes the rush. There's the throw. Makes the connection. It's close, but does not appear to be quite enough for a 1st down. Vincent Brisby, number 82, turning back at the ball. His 42nd reception of the year.
Now this is something that Bledsoe wasn't able to do earlier. He finds a second receiver, Brisby, here and puts it right on the money. Earlier in the season, if his primary target wasn't there, he would either start running or try to force the ball in there.
Now they want an official measurement as the clock is stopped with 12:29 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the markers come out. New England in this even game, it was rated even in the local papers. The local papers had Miami a 6-point favorite at the start of the week, and it went down to even. You see it is less than a yard short of the 1st down for New England. 3rd down comes up. Patriots doing well on 3rd down today. That's the down that Tom Olivadotti talked about, that we're losing too much on defense.
Pats are 4-6 on 3rd down, and that's where the Patriots were having a lot of trouble, doing a much better job today. Now there's a guy that's been quiet. Brian Cox, he needs to be real big on 3rd down. He became a famous man for doing some wild stuff in the league this year, pushing people, cursing people out.
He was pitching those snowballs big time at practice yesterday. No one was safe. Got a pretty good arm on him. Well, Leonard Russell takes it straight ahead. The Dolphins fill the gaps quickly. They might have shut him down. They think they did. Miami defenders congratulating each other. Jarvis Williams, the strong safety, shot the gap, made him make the first hit.
Jarvis Williams, remember, Don, was on crutches up until Wednesday with a thigh contusion and a calf pull. Watch him come in here and time it perfectly from the top side. There he is, number 26, pulling him down.
Klingbeil had a big play on that also, the nose tackle, Chuck Klingbeil. One of the big factors the Miami defense has done well in is the stopping of Leonard Russell. He's a 1,000-yard rusher for the season, but not doing a lot today.
No, only 22 yards today on 14 carries. So the Miami defense has a lot to be proud of. I mean, they've got a lot of work to do. But they, so far, they held him there, and they have held him in check all game long.
Big story in this Miami comeback has unquestionably been their much better pass rush. They've been putting different-looking blitzes against Bledsoe, and it's confused him. His passing efficiency has dropped since they've been blitzing.
And they expected the blitz. In our meetings, they were talking about how this used to be a very uh-oh, look at this. It's either a fake or they're going to try to draw him off sides.
We'll see if they just go through the motions or whether they run the play on 4th down and less than a yard, and Chung, the left guard, jumped. That's the end of that try. It'll definitely be a punt now.
False start. Number 69 on the offense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Well, nothing has got to make you more disappointed in yourself and as a coaching staff than I don't know what Parcells is said to CQs. He just said, come on, Chung. Now, that's something they practice all week, and you reiterate over and over again that you cannot possibly jump off sides here. Horrible move by Chung.
But they did. Now a high punt by Saxon that O.J. McDuffie comes up to field at the 40 on a fair catch. So the Dolphins' second possession of the second half will start from good field position at the 40, a 34-yard punt. Eugene Chung asking himself the eternal question, what was the snap count?
What was I thinking? And he might be the smartest person in this stadium. Let me tell you something. He's mad. Look how there's nobody within 5 feet of the guy.
Yes.
He's smart enough to stay way away from Bill Parcells.
You think he got the wrong count or this?
Oh, man.
I'll tell you one time, next time he goes out there, he's going to pancake somebody. Mark Higgs runs, and the Patriots are ready for him as big Mike Pitts, the former All-American at Alabama. Number 93 makes the stop. Talking to Pitts yesterday, he said, we've got momentum. We're moving it on offense. We're stopping them on defense. That's momentum. And he's been around the league a long time, a former #1 draft choice of the Atlanta Falcons. He later played with the Eagles and now starts for the New England Patriots in his 11th year. Mark Higgs is in the backfield, and he gets the handoff, and Mark Higgs breaks it. He gets a first down. We'll see where they mark the ball. It's going to be right about midfield. It looks to be enough for a first down, as Higgs almost broke at the distance.
Mark Higgs proves a point every time he touches the ball, yet the Dolphins have this fascination with the other players. I mean, they seem to want to feature the other guys more than Higgs, but every time he touches it, he does the job.
See Higgs' numbers. He's up to 57 yards rushing on 12 carries. The Dolphins averaging just 46 yards a game rushing over the 4-game losing streak. Only once in Shula's long history as a head coach has any of his teams lost 5 games in a row. That was back in '88. This could very nearly be a 6-game losing streak were it not for Leon Lett.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, they should be embarrassed to count that Dallas victory, or at least put an asterisk by that victory. The Leon Lett affair.
Shula has lost none of his zest for the game. Still prowling the sideline. The Dolphins, the winningest pro team from a percentage victory standpoint of any team in professional sports in this country since 1970. Mitchell swept under, And Mike Pitts got him. Second sack of Scott Mitchell by the New England defense.
Well, Mike Pitts came up big in this particular series. I mean, it's a super fake. You saw the entire defense slide in that direction, but Pitts just chased him down after coming off the block. Good job by the defense.
Al Grove, he is the defensive coordinator for New England. As players say every week, if we do what we've been taught all week, we're going to do well. Dan Marino can only stand by with the injured Achilles still healing. As Scott Mitchell in his place stands in on 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Here comes the rush. Mitchell on the run, and they whistle the play dead. And the footing really getting bad in the middle of the field now. There's a penalty marker down in the Patriots secondary.
Still 3rd down.
Brett, give us that again.
Timer, please set the clock to 9:27. 9:27.
Red's working hard keeping that clock right, but I didn't get the penalty call.
No, I didn't either.
Delay a game, apparently. Now it is a delay a game, and the ball is set back to the 40-yard line. Mitchell, 9 of 12 throwing the ball for the game, is 0 for 2 in the second half. He's got 3rd and 20 coming up. And the Patriots come with a 4-man rush, and they come hard. Mitchell guns it downfield, but unable to hold on is the tight end, Keith Jackson. Almost a huge connection, but it's incomplete.
The Patriots are famous for running cover 2, and it's a defense where you have 2 safeties taking half of the field, so the quarterback almost always attacks it straight up the middle or up the sidelines. That's the weakness of that particular defense, and this time Keith Jackson, as good as he is, couldn't bring that catch in.
Picks up some dirt there in the new mown hay in the middle of the field as Hatcher's in to punt now. It's a strange looking punt. Knuckleball up in the air. It forces Harris into a fair catch at his 25. So in this tie game, the Patriots and Bledsoe have it when we come back. Nearing home field advantage yet again in the AFC playoffs. They have extended their lead over the Colts at Indianapolis to 13-3 a minute ago on a 49-yard field goal by Steve Christie. Houston goes later tonight, an important game for Miami. If the Dolphins should not win this, they definitely need the Jets to lose tonight at Houston. Kansas City winning handily over the Seahawks. Denver goes later against the Raiders at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Browns currently beating the Steelers 9-3. 1st down and 10. New England with the ball. Tie game 10-10 3rd quarter. Leonard Russell carries, and not for much, as the Dolphin defense now is ignited as this game wears on, really making some hard sticks.
You know, it's a sign of great coaching when 2 teams go in the locker room and there's been a problem somewhere. They come back out, and all of a sudden everything is changed. The Miami Dolphins have totally shut down the Patriots' ability to run and what they can do on 1st down since the half. They've done a great job, Miami, against the run.
They really have. They've shut down Russell, who's nobody's been able to shut down of late. 1,000-yard rusher already this season. Here's a throw and a catch. Beautifully done by fullback Kevin Turner, coming out of the backfield, catching it shin high and turning up. A 10-yard gain on the play and a 1st down.
Kevin Turner makes the big plays. Now, this is not a flashy play, but he has to make a good catch. Watch this. That's a tough, very difficult catch. And he's gutsy enough to stick it in there to get the 1st down.
Game clock ticking down. 8:15 to go. We're in the 3rd quarter. Bledsoe, play faking, gets some time, swings it out. Turner's his man. He's ahead for 8. Brian Cox finally ran him down, but Kevin Turner keeps making the plays.
Once they realized that they couldn't run against Miami, suddenly they've come up with a whole nother series of plays. The little back out of the backfield series. Now see Turner fake like he's going to block and then bounce right outside to make a very good gain on this play. That's Ray Perkins calling those plays up at the top, and Kevin may have pulled something there. We see him stretching, trying to get his hamstrings back loosened up.
On second and short, Sam Gash gets his first carry of the day, a 225-pound back out of Penn State, hitting straight ahead, and he's close to a first down for New England.
Sam Gash is the alter ego, if you will, of Kevin Turner. Those guys are about the same height, same body style. They do about the same things. Very good fullback situation for the Patriots. The only thing that Turner may have on Gash is the ability to catch. Turner may be a little better receiver.
He's proven that today. Turner making a lot of plays out of the backfield. Bill Parcells sees his team at the ball to the 46-yard line. First down and 10. Parcells and the Patriots went to Miami on November 17th. Were beaten down there 17-13. That day, Steve DeBerg passed for 2 touchdowns for Miami as Bledsoe drops to throw. Over the middle he goes, and he makes the connection down to the 39-yard line. Ben Coates, who caught a touchdown pass, makes the play for a first down.
This has been play calling. This entire drive has been superior play calling. Miami has been off balance on defense this entire series. Ben Coates coming from the other side of the field and making the nice play for another first down.
16 yards and a first down. The Dolphins have beaten the Patriots the last 9 times they've played. This game is tied 10-10. New England led early 10-0. Bledsoe throws. Ruled incomplete at the 32-yard line. Vincent Brisby had to go to the turf to try and get it. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Brian Cox got into the throwing lane just a little bit that time. Might have forced Bledsoe to throw the ball at an angle that he did not want to throw it in. That's Cox with the neck protector up high on his body. A volatile athlete.
He can detonate at any time. That's Ray Perkins to the right. He is the offensive coordinator for New England. Making the play calls down on the field for his rookie quarterback Bledsoe, and this one is to throw it downfield as Bledsoe cocks, and now he takes off, and he's got a track to run on. As Bledsoe, he hasn't got that slide down yet. You can still whack him if he comes at you head first. 13-yard gain on the play. They're booing something here. I guess they don't like 13-yard gains.
No, they're not saying boo. They're saying Drew. That's what it sounds like when about 60,000 people say Drew. It sounds like they're booing. What a decision here.
He wants to work on that slide, though.
Yeah, he's got to work on the slide.
He wants to think about that. Bledsoe's running well, though, Beasley. 5 carries, 28 yards. Now he goes to the end zone. He has a man, and it's taken down, then lost. Brisby had it and lost it.
Very close on the play.
Was it?
I mean, all he's got to do is make a stab reception, and it's a touchdown. Now, Brian Cox came in on the blitz this time and came so close to grabbing Bledsoe. Watch him flash in. There's Cox. A great pickup block by Leonard Russell, number 32, to bring Cox down. Now, watch this. If he catches it and holds it 1 second, it's a touchdown. That's a super play by the Miami defensive backs.
Frankie Smith right with him, number 28, who started at left corner today for Vesty Jackson. Jackson with a hamstring problem that took him out of this game. Leonard Russell runs on second down and 10 and gets ahead for about 4 yards to the 23-yard line of the Dolphins.
Leonard Russell with both hands on the ball. They're in that area of the football field where early in the season they would simply self-destruct. They'd throw an interception. They would fumble. Something would go wrong for the Patriots when they got around that 20-yard line. And now, by habit, all of the running backs, Corey Coon, Turner, Gash, they carry the ball with 2 hands in that area.
Only 1 turnover in the game, and that was by Bledsoe when he ran one time and lost it on a fumble. Now Bledsoe fires over the middle. He makes the connection. First down, New England. Leonard Russell comes out of the backfield and makes his 25th catch of the year. Dwight Collier covering, but it's a first down for New England.
Russell comes down, stops and cuts right over the middle. The patience of Bledsoe gets the ball to him. Russell not known for his receiving ability. This was a big play. Parcells saw it before it was thrown. Come on, throw it.
The big tuna, they call him. Getting worked up as the handoff goes straight up the middle. Leonard Russell working hard for yards. On first down, he got about 3, close to the 12-yard line. Tackle on the play was by Marco Coleman, the defensive right end for the Dolphins. We're coming to you from Foxborough Stadium. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. 4:04 to play in the third quarter, a 10-10 game. The Miami Dolphins, after starting out with the best record in the league, 9-2, in the throes of a 4-game losing streak. But a win today or even a tie gets them into the playoffs. They could still make it even if they lose, but they'd need help from a couple of other teams. The 12th play of New England's drive is coming up as the Dolphins blitz, and here comes Bledsoe throwing, and he gets it away with too much on it. Brian Cox put the heat on. Now Cox and Bledsoe having apparently a benevolent conversation.
Well, Cox is the kind of guy that will try to distract you, and Bledsoe told us in the meetings that, you know, Brian Cox is the kind of guy that you can't let take you out of your game. Here comes Cox and Hollier on the blitz. Cox gets there just enough to pop him on the head a little bit. Bledsoe asks the referee for a little help. You know, it might have been Bledsoe initiating the little conversation there with Cox, huh?
He did take a pop to the head, and that can get you flagged pretty quick in this league. No flag. 3rd and 7. Bledsoe stands in. Boom, to the goal line. In for the touchdown. Vincent Brisby. The throw of the day as Bledsoe threads the defenders. And the Patriots again take the lead.
Say about this is big time. It's a big time throw, and it's an even bigger catch in traffic with people on you. The Patriots are growing up.
Actually, Beasley, when Brisby was tight roping the goal line trying to get in, Braggs came up and hit him and knocked him in. The extra point is good. The Patriots will kick it off in a moment. Right on time in this throw to Vincent Brisby. And the Patriots now lead the game 17-10 on the second touchdown throw of the day by Drew Bledsoe. Don Shula and his Dolphins up against it, trying to get off the ropes and get back in the win column. Be their turn next as we have the kickoff. Barr hits into it, a high spinning, very short kickoff. A lineman up there to block. It's an on. Actually, that might be recovered by New England. He got it inbounds. That's a recovery. Anything 10 yards downfield is an open ball, a live ball for everyone to go after.
Well, the only question, Don, is did he have possession when he came down before the ball was knocked from his body?
Looked like Dion Lambert, number 28, who came running down and grabbed it. There's also a penalty marker down. Now Red Cashin trying to sort this out with 3 minutes and 29 seconds to play in the third quarter. And apparently the ball is going to stay with the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be their possession because Mitchell is coming out. And here is Red Cashin ready to tell us what the official pronouncement is. As Red now says,
the ball was first touched but not possessed by the kickers. It's a kickoff out of bounds. It'll be the receiver's ball on the 35-yard line.
McDuffie knocked it away from Lambert before he had full possession.
And on the bounce, here's Dion Lambert about to make a huge play.
Wow.
And then the McDuffie with the helmet right on the ball to knock it out.
Dolphins will have it when we come back.
Dion Lambert must catch this ball and come down with both feet onto the turf. He goes up, he makes what's going to be a huge play, but before his feet come down, there's McDuffie with the big play, putting his helmet right on the ball. Once again, look at the feet. They've got to come down. They do not come down before the helmet hits the ball.
Great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is John McGinnis. Our director, John McDonough. Executive producer, Tommy Roy. We have 3:29 to play in the third quarter. And the Patriots, with a 17-10 lead, almost were in position to build on that. A saving play by McDuffie, as the replay showed. Parcells told us yesterday that Scott Mitchell is a much better quarterback when he has a lead. Right now, he does not have one. He's got to bring the Dolphins from behind. Down 17-10. Third quarter. Mitchell throwing on first down. Long ball. Open man. Irving Fryer drops the ball at the 35-yard line. A derisive cheer from the fans that he formerly played for.
That was a very well thought out, very well put together offensive play.
Beautiful play, yeah.
Everybody's open. Look at that. Both wide receivers are open, and Fryer with a rare, horrible, horrible miss. Super play, and now that play is wasted. Oh.
Now the Dolphins set up. Second down and 10. They bring Jackson in motion, and they go to the run with Higgs. Mark Higgs, boy, he'll run head into those big guys like going right into a buzzsaw. He fears no one.
They've got all of these weapons on that Miami offense, and so far today, Higgs and the left side of the offensive line, those are the ones that are playing like major stars. Everybody else has been relatively silent. Irving Fryer, big play, major star, dropping that ball. We've only heard one catch out of Keith Jackson. Big stars, but only one or two actually making plays today.
Third down comes up. Mitchell stands in, takes a look. He drills the ball for a first down to Keith Jackson. Very well thrown ball by Mitchell, who drilled it in low. Only Jackson could get to it as a first down for Miami.
They have to make plays. When you have stars on a football team, this guy's headed to the Pro Bowl. He's got to really start making some plays here down the stretch with his team trying to get the playoffs. That's a good throw, like you said, Don, low and away. Keith Jackson's got to get in that huddle and say, get me the ball.
That time they got it to him. Byers and Higgs are the running backs now on first down for the Dolphins. Higgs. He's got that great burst to get to the gap quickly, but that time he's slowed down by Pitts and taken down by Todd Collins.
Had the opportunity to really get something going here. Look at the hole that was almost there. But Pitts, you know, Mike Pitts has made some major plays over the last couple of series. He falls off of the block and just in time to stop Higgy from making another play.
This New England team week after week would lose at the final gun. It was unbelievable, the run of bad luck. Now their confidence is way up, and it's showing again today as on second down, Andre Tippett on a blitz slaps the ball 30 yards back the other way.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about when I say stars making plays. Andre Tippett is a star, and here he is making a play in a big game. This is their bowl game. They're not going to a playoff. This is like a college team in their bowl game for the Patriots. And there's Andre Tippett, a star, making a play down the stretch in a football game.
Third down arises. Dolphins need 9. They have converted 3 of 7 previous third downs. Blitz is coming. Mitchell throws. He's got a man, but he's not going to get there. Figures the ball underneath that zone defense to his tight end, Keith Jackson. His 39th catch of the year is going to be 3 yards short of a first down.
There's a thought that they may go for
They're
it.
keeping their offense on the field here.
Uh-oh.
4th and 2 with the ball is spotted, and the Dolphins are keeping their offense on the field.
Interesting.
You gotta like this.
Well, you know, there's nothing next week. There's nothing for the Dolphins to save it for.
Now Mitchell wanting to be sure everybody's on the same page.
I think Jackson was on the wrong side of the field. One of the wide receivers came over and popped Keith Jackson on the rear end a couple of times, yelling something at him right before the timeout was called.
So they have to burn a timeout. But they will have fourth coming up in a moment. And we remind you that coming up next on most of these NBC stations is game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see the Broncos take on the Los Angeles Raiders. Some of you will see the Bengals go against the Saints at New Orleans. Check your local listings for the game in your area. We're at Foxborough. It's sold out. And there's some speculation this could be the final game the Patriots will play here. There's a lot of speculation this team could be sold and moved, but right now the Patriots are standing tall, leading the Dolphins 17-10.
Well, for a while there was a lot of talk from the Massachusetts legislature to let them go if they want to go, but suddenly, and I think it has some correlation with the success and the bright future of this football team over the last 6 weeks, the way the Patriots have played, suddenly the last 3 weeks or so, a lot of the big people in the legislature have talked about now let's raise the money that it'll take to keep these Patriots here.
The Dolphins, no strangers to fourth down tries. They've done it 16 times this season. They've converted for the first down on 8 of the 16. This is 4th and 2. Mitchell looks, he throws, and the ball is dropped. And a penalty marker comes in. The intended receiver who had the ball and lost it is down. Interference call is going to go against the offense, a rare call. So that stops the clock with 36 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Well, when you're fighting for position in a zone, sometimes you push off.
Pass interference, number 88 of the offense. That penalty is declined. It's first down.
Keith Jackson called for pushing off.
And that happens a lot with tight ends. It's not called nearly as much as it could actually happen. It's really more a pick than it is an actual block, and Keith Jackson is the man that's down on the ground right now. Watch the middle receiver on the left-hand side of your screen. That's big Keith Jackson. He's going to come down to the inside and try to give his man, see the little bump? He tried to bump the receiver off of his teammate. And boy, that's a great call by the official. And Jackson is down, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I believe that the ball hit him, you know, in a situation.
Got him in that situation.
I believe the ball hit him in that situation where,
yeah,
you know, I guess I should shut up.
But anyway, Keith is still down. Phoenix now leading Atlanta 20-10. Phoenix a rising team late in the season, but too late for the playoffs.
And watch the pick. Middle receiver, top part of the screen. He'll try to help his teammate out by brushing, just brushing off the defender. And the ball, I believe, hits him in the groin area.
Jackson is still on the field. There was a change of possession on the incomplete pass on 4th down. 36 seconds to play in the third quarter. So a big Keith is helped up. The Patriot offense is out on the field. Tough day for the Dolphins. They had Offerdahl in the lineup for the first time in 4 weeks. He started at middle linebacker, but that ailing hamstring went on him. He had a lead. But S.D. Jackson, who didn't start at corner but did play in nickel defenses, he went out. Hamstring problem. Green Bay and Detroit having a go at the Pontiac Silverdome. It's 20-16 now. The Packers in the lead. The winner of that game wins the NFC Central. It might be his knee, Beasley.
Okay, let's look at his left knee, right side of the screen. It looks like he may have folded over the top of his knee.
It looks like a guy comes down on it.
Look here, see the Patriots. Oh my goodness.
Brown.
The one Patriot has, oh my goodness, Vincent Brown has a knee on one leg and he hits the other, and he may have stretched the groin area of Keith Jackson beyond the natural limit, and maybe that's what happened to him.
So Keith Jackson comes to the sidelines. And Bledsoe in the Patriot offense, holding to a 7-point lead. Late in the third quarter, go on offense, 1st down and 10. Russell and a big hit. Coming up is Jeff Cross, the left end. Remember, he left the game early. He was shaken up, but obviously is back in great form.
Well, there's a lot to be said for this Patriot run defense here of late. Pat Harlow slapping his hands together, the right tackle for the Patriots, upset with the fact that Cross got away from him very quickly.
And that'll do it for 3/4 of play with the Patriots in the lead, 17-10. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. With Beasley Reese, this is Don Criqui back at Foxborough Stadium. 15 minutes to go. The Patriots in blue holding to a 17-10 lead over the Dolphins. Miami needing a win or a tie to assure an appearance in the playoffs. Bledsoe stands in. Here comes the rush. He throws and it's almost picked. Very nearly taken off the turf by Hollier. Michael Timpson was the intended receiver.
Well, things have dramatically changed here for this Miami Dolphin defense, playing much better. This one might have been tipped a little bit, but certainly everything was collapsing on the inside. The opportunity there for Hollier would have been a very difficult catch, but still this defense in the right position suddenly here down the stretch.
Bledsoe's now thrown 30 times in the game, has completed 15 for 159 yards and a touchdown. He's also fumbled once. That was turned into the tying field goal. But since then, the Patriots have come back to take the lead 17-10. Corey Kroom coming out of the backfield was the intended receiver. So quickly, with the Dolphin defense putting pressure on, it is 3 downs and out for the New England offense. And the punter comes out. Mike Saxon, number 7.
Mike Saxon, who getting those hands, getting the blood in those hands, because the most important thing for this punter to do is catch the ball in his hands.
Which he does. The Everett.
And it's blocked anyway. Oh.
The Dolphins block it, and they'll have the ball at the 32-yard line of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Looked like Darryl Malone might have broken through and gotten it. We'll be looking at replays. A huge play by Miami's punt coverage team, and Chris Singleton, the former Patriot, appeared to be the guy who recovered it. Parcells cut him 4 weeks ago.
Well, this is the play. We've been calling for the stars of the Miami Dolphins. There's so many of them. You can't blame this on Saxon. He makes a great catch. It's a blocking error up front, allowing a clean release to the ball for the biggest play of the game so far.
Mitchell hands off to Mark Higgs. Running hard, running straight up. He takes it ahead for a gain of about 3 yards inside the 30-yard line. John Livingston on the stop. John Washington.
There's 47 on the right side, slipping right through, virtually unmolested. What perfect technique. The hands out in a Superman pose as Darryl Malone just takes it cleanly off the foot.
Now 2nd down and 7 for the Dolphins, who trail in the 4th quarter by 7. Straight ahead, they get it to the man that Parcells said we have to stop, Keith Byers. And Byers, the bull-like back with the great hands from Ohio State, takes it ahead for a gain of 9 yards and a Dolphin first down. A year ago, these two teams on this field, the final day of the regular season, went to overtime. A field goal by Stoyanovich won it for Miami, and it won the division.
Strange how suddenly a big special team play can energize a team.
Keith Jackson, we're told, has a strained groin. He'll not be back today. Higgs will be, though. He's going hard. Penalty marker comes in as Mark Higgs is flattened at the 17-yard line by nose tackle Tim Goad, number 72, who coaches around the league say plays the run as well as any nose tackle in the NFL. But there is a hold against the Dolphins. A lot of time left. 13:28 to play. Patriots with 17 first downs. The Dolphins
Holding
with
during
12.
the run. Number 41 on the offense. 10 yards still, first down.
Dolphins have outrushed the Patriots 82 yards to 60.
So Keith Byers this time, the right side of the very corner of your screen. Watch him envelop the defender. He's got a right arm outside of the body and holding Andre Tippett in.
Now to live action. It's first down and 20 from the 30-yard line of New England. Mitchell steps in. Open man, but he's not close as he sends it in on the one hop to tight end Greg Beatty. There's no question that the left arm of Scott Mitchell is not what it was before he was hurt against the Eagles back in November. The injury, the separated shoulder, kept him out for 4 weeks.
Well, this is one he'd like to have back because he had room to step. He stepped up in the pocket nicely. It was a full movement into the throw. Notice how he quickly peeked over at Don Shula.
They'll be going back to that, though. Myers was wide open over the middle. Here comes a blitz. Dolphins pick it up. Throw and a catch. And the Miami Dolphins have the ball down to the 11-yard line. A first down play as Irving Fryer, who dropped one earlier, now makes a reception good for 19 yards and a first down.
You know, against these zone principles that people are running in the red area, watch Irving Fryer come all the way across the field. There's his partner, number 82, his partner receiver from the Giants that they got, Mark Ingram, going all the way across. When they cross the field like that, the defenders lose them. And that time, Irving Fryer coming up with the catch.
A block punt set up this drive. Now the Dolphins challenging first down and 10 inside the 12-yard line. Higgs straight ahead inside the 10, and he's down to the 9. Irving Fryer now over 1,000 yards receiving for the season. Only Clayton and Duper have done that in the past. Fryer with 5 touchdown catches this year. They could be looking at him again. First down, all positioned at the 9-yard line. First and goal. Mitchell in trouble, throws it away. Well done. He saved a loss. Got it to a guy in the snowbank.
Well, that was a smart move. Smart move. In that situation, you do not want to take a sack and lose all of that precious yardage. So great job by the Patriot defense. Good pressure by Andre Tippett and by Dwayne Sapp. It's a good thing he's left-handed because he was able to get that arm out of there and throw it out of the geometric confines of the playing area. Nobody could catch it.
He can see the whole field at 6'6". Shula, not that good a view from the sideline. No coach has one as Mark Keith Byers looks to throw. He's thrown one pass this year, and it was for a touchdown. He's 1 for 1. Now he's 1 for 2. Although he may have stepped out of bounds before he released the ball.
That play works very well when they're playing a man-for-man principle. But that time the Patriots were in a zone coverage. As a result, everybody's just backpedaling and looking at Byers. They see that he's ready to throw and in good position.
He really was out of bounds. Took out a photog with him. Big down now. Third down and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Dolphins trailing 17-10 fourth quarter. A lot of time left. Mitchell taking a look. Firing on the run. Touchdown Miami. Mark Ingram, who played and started on a Super Bowl winning team for Bill Parcells when he coached the Giants. Now a Dolphin, and he and Irving Fryer give their thanks for a touchdown that'll tie the game if the extra point is good.
This is a good job by Mitchell. I mean, he simply buys the time necessary for Ingram to get free. Ingram sets up, and once again, it's a good thing that Scott's left-handed. That's a great catch and good feet inside the playing field.
Stoyanovich with the extra point. It is up and good. A year ago, this was decided in overtime at Foxborough. It could be again as we're locked at 17. We're back at Foxborough. 11:32 to go in the game. Miami 17, New England 17 on the touchdown throw by Scott Mitchell to Mark Ingram. Both feet planted as he leans out of bounds, catching the ball. Good for a touchdown. Stoyanovich, who hit the extra point to tie it, now kicks off. Ray Crittenden runs it back. He can go, and he takes it all the way back out to the 30-yard line. And that's where New England will go first and 10.
You know, the touchdown was amazing, number one, because of Scott Mitchell's ability to buy some more time for his offense. All the receivers are covered for a long time, but because of his mobility, Mark Ingram is able to get free, keep his toes in. Look at the throw on the run. He's a happy guy with that throw, and he should be.
It was a big one. Huge. Now the Patriots go to the run, and Leonard Russell is the guy who gets it for not very much. You'll remember their last possession. They were in and out quickly, 3 downs and out.
Leonard Russell with only a few yards today, 20-some-odd yards rushing, and he's had 6 carries for no gain or for negative yardage. That could be 7.
Scott Mitchell's touchdown pass was his 12th of the year. He has been intercepted 8 times, 5 times in the previous 2 games. Miami so troubled by turnovers during this 4-game losing streak. The Dolphins have not turned the ball over today. The Patriots have once. Bledsoe rifles to an open man. On the run is the tight end, Ben Coates. He's not done till he's inside the 30. Taking people with him all the way down the field. And the biggest gainer of this day. $43 yards.
Well, there are 2 great tight ends on the field today, and Keith Jackson and Ben Coates, and you decide. You be the judge who's making plays today. That's a big catch, and nobody can tackle this big, powerful man as he drives his way down the field. That's a great play by a great tight end. On another team with more exposure, he'd be playing in Hawaii in the Pro Bowl.
Everybody that New England plays, as you know, Beasley, every coach you talk to talks about Ben Coates. He's caught 3 today for 59 yards. He was quiet until that 43-yard gainer. And now the Dolphin defense steps up, stops Kevin Turner for little or no gain. Jarvis Williams comes up to make the play, number 26. You pointed out how Jarvis was having trouble moving around earlier in the week.
It's amazing how resilient these players are. That's a job requirement to be a professional athlete. I mean, you've got to heal quickly. You've got to be able to play with pain. So it's impressive to see Jarvis out there. On Wednesday, he went to practice on crutches.
He wants it. Can't help the club when you're in the tub, as they say. At Whirlpool, the guy sitting in there all week not going to do much for you. Here is the throw in the flat. Kevin Turner, who made plays in the first half, is now the target again of Bledsoe. Williams covering a gain on the play to the 21-yard line. 3rd down and a long 3.
So many coaches that we talk to talk about having players, needing players who make plays. Kevin Turner has made big plays in every game I've ever seen him play. That's a super catch, sprawling, and guy just brings it in and makes a super gain for his club.
3rd and 4 with a ballless position for the Patriots in this tie game. 8:55 to play in it. Clock running. Leonard Russell got close, but he didn't get there, and that'll bring out Matt Barr in all probability, as the Patriot field goal game, which was non-existent during that early stretch when they struggled so badly, going 1-11 at one point. But now good times have returned. 3 straight wins. Not coincidentally with the addition of this man, the veteran Matt Barr, a 15-year kicker out of Penn State, who has not missed a kick for the New England Patriots since he's rejoined them. He's hit all his field goals and all his extra points. 4 of 4 on field goals. 9 of 9 on extra points.
He's lost power, but he has the nerve, the accuracy.
This team might be in the playoffs if they had Barr kicking all season. He delivers the goods, and again the Patriots lead. Bill Parcells and Don Shula coaching against each other for only the 3rd time. The Giants once beat Miami 20-0 under Parcells. Earlier this season, Shula and the Dolphins beat the Patriots coached by Parcells 17-13. Both these coaches have 2 Super Bowl victories to their credit. Parcells is 2 for 2 in Super Bowls. Shula 2 for 6. The kickoff downfield by Barr is taken at the 8-yard line. His shortcoming, he does not kick off deep. But O.J. McDuffie's a guy who can run it back deep as he takes it across the 30 and out very close to the 32-yard line. So Mitchell and the Dolphins offense down by 3 in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes even to play. Come back out.
When Mitchell last walked off the field, he was one pumped up guy after a great scramble to buy time and a touchdown throw. That confidence extends itself into the next series. And this is a big time for him to have a good, confident set of decisions.
Well, he's got Mark Higgs as his lone setback. Double tight ends in the game. Ronnie Williams and Greg Beatty. Jackson out now. Throw over the middle. It is Keith Byers as he keeps on working straight ahead. And Byers appears to have a first down for Miami. Now, while we have a moment, let's go to Jim Lampley in New York. Jim?
Don, Pittsburgh needs a win and some help to make it into the playoffs. They've trailed most of the day against Cleveland, but now amid fourth quarter pressure. O'Donnell takes some 80 yards, pays it off with that 14-yard touchdown pass to Eric Green, and the Steelers, still in search of a playoff berth, lead Cleveland 13-9 with 6 minutes to go. Back to Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jim. That does. Right now we have the Miami Dolphins with the ball, and this is Mark Higgs running hard. Popped it up, ball on the ground, but the ruling that Higgs was down. And he was down at the 49-yard line, so he gained about 7 yards on the play.
Higgs proves it over and over again. I said it earlier today, 18 carries for 77 yards and a touchdown. Let's see if he's down here. People converging on him. One thing about players like Higgs, they try so hard for extra yards. I think he clearly is down and actually on his back before the ball comes out. But Higgs has forced them to put Terry Kirby on the bench to watch him play.
Good fake by Mitchell. Now he looks to air it out. He's going to run. He's got a first down. He's inside the 40-yard line as the clock ticks down. 6:35 to go. New England 20, Miami 17.
That's another fine decision by Scott Mitchell. I mean, in this situation, he doesn't need to force anything. He doesn't need to gamble. Safest thing for him to do in a bad situation is tuck it under and run.
Ball at the 40. First down and 10. Mitchell pump fakes. He throws. An open man is there, and the ball is stripped away. Irving Fryer went up for it at the last possible moment. Number 23, Terry Ray of the Patriots, knocked it away.
The throw was late. You have to throw that before the receiver breaks. It takes that confidence. See, he's broken. He's kind of floating, waiting. Dan Marino puts that in time. Irving Fryer turns his head around. The ball hits him in the head.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face. Number 72 on the defense. 5 yards. First down.
Ooh, Tim Goad, who's had a terrific year. Nose tackle out of North Carolina. Called for hands to the face, a personal foul call. First down for Miami. Now two big backs in the game, Kirby and Byers. Mitchell against the blitz. Nobody is picking up Andre Tippett. The second time today, he has absolutely had a clean shot at the quarterback. And he just got his 100th career sack.
I love it when players make plays. If you're a star on a football team, you're supposed to be making plays in the big game. And that's just a horrible blocking scheme by the Miami offense to go to a straight 9-step drop back pass and nobody covering one of the most prolific pass rushers in the history of the game, Andre Tippett.
And more as this game wears on, it's apparent the Dolphins have to win it or tie it to go to the playoffs. They're starting to run out of options. They needed the Steelers to lose in combination with the Jets losing as a penalty marker goes down. Right now the Steelers are winning. Another call against Miami. Delay a game. The clock ran out.
When the Dolphins go back over this film, Don, they're going to see about 3 or 4 ridiculous mistakes. 2 times they've let the clock run down. 4 times, I'm being told, they allowed the clock to run out. That can't happen. Not in the big game. And they've jumped off sides 2 or 3 times. Stupid mistakes.
This crowd isn't helping them. 60,000 strong back in the Patriots on 2nd and 25. Mitchell stands in. Fires on the run. He makes the connection to Greg Beatty.
and Beatty comes down with the ball. He does it at the 24-yard line. It is a gain. It appears to be enough for a first down. Looks like a 26-yard gain on a 2nd and 25. One of the biggest plays of this day for Miami.
They play a double zone all the time to the Patriots, and on a double zone, they will be attacked down the middle of the field and up the sidelines. That was straight down the middle of the field. You saw the two safeties coming in late to try to make the tackle.
And that, Beasley, was only the 4th catch of this season for Greg Beatty, but what a big one it was. Or actually the 5th. 4 coming in.
When you're playing against the double zone, now watch your two safeties. See them take half the field. They're backpedaling. Now watch them come in late on the throw. Right down the middle is where you attack a double zone. See how wide open it is? Here comes your safeties. There's one. There's the other.
The big rangy tight end from Stanford going way up and coming down with the ball. And that makes it a first down for Miami at the 25-yard line of New England. Patriots leading the game 20-17. Clock running. 4:50 to go.
It's another double zone.
Another blitz. But they throw to Mark Higgs, who's wide open where the blitzer came from. And Mark Higgs goes straight down the field for an 8-yard gain. So immediately Mitchell looked right to where the blitz came from and saw Higgs wide open.
Higgsy that time was tackled right on the knees in a very awkward situation. So Higgs is down on the ground holding on to his legs. Higgsy on the right side of your field in the halfback position will come out and fake as if he's going to block a blitz. See him just brush the blitzing Andre Tippett, and then he'll get hit in an unnatural way right at the end, right on the, looks like the left knee there to me, as Vincent Brown came in low and rolled up on Higgsy, and Higgsy is still trying to get up. Here's an interesting angle to look at it also. See, there he comes, the sprawling body of Vincent Brown into Higgsy's legs. It looks like he grabs that left knee almost immediately.
There was a gain of 8 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 when play resumes, as they're still attending to Mark Higgs. He's sitting up. 4:35 to play in the game. The Patriots leading the Dolphins 20-17. A win or a tie puts Miami in the playoffs, and in all probability they'd be on the home field next week. But if they lose, they could still get in. However, they would need the Jets to lose at Houston tonight in combination with the Steelers losing, and the Steelers are winning right now, or they would need the Jets to lose tonight and the Raiders to lose, and the Raiders are at home to play Denver, as Mark Higgs really looking like he might not be back today. You just hope it's just a strain, as this great little game player who's given so much to the Dolphins today, he's really been their best player. He's been the guy for Miami today. Almost 100 yards rushing and over 100 yards rushing and receiving.
Such a great, happy young man. Every time you talk to him, it's the same way. Just enthusiastic, very happy. He tried to put some weight on that left leg early in that walk-off, and it collapsed underneath him a little bit. Hope that he is okay. And, you know, you have to wonder who, even if Miami was to win the game, who could play next week? I mean, so many. Offerdahl is out. Jackson is out. Cross was out, then back in. Vesti Jackson out and in. Now Higgsy. And they were banged up when they got off the plane.
The New England Patriots.
A very painful, slow trip back for Mark Higgs in the playing field of the bench. Dan Marino, he's been out for a long time, but coming back well from that Achilles tendon injury. He'll be ready to go full force, but not till next season. Here's a handoff. Gary Kirby runs the ball, gets close to the 15-yard line on a 2nd and 2 play. He'll be about a foot short of a first down. Vincent Brown, the tackler.
Well, the Patriots will test Terry Kirby. They'll test his blocking ability with some blitzes. And the thing about Terry, you know, he's got the kind of skills where you give him a little angle and it's a touchdown. And he's got the skills now.
3rd down, and it's a big one. Less than a yard for the Dolphins. Pitch back. Kirby The rookie from Virginia breaks it more. He might go in. He does. And Miami takes the lead. "15 yards and a touchdown, and now the extra point coming up. There'll be no overtime in this game. It'll be decided at the final gun. As with the extra point, Miami will take a 4-point lead.
Terry Kirby with a very high skill level. He's had a super season. They bounced him and gave him a crack. Look at the knee work. Look at the high leg action. He has a very high level of skill, running and receiving.
They put a lot of concentration on his pass receiving as the Patriot defenders. He came in with 72 pass receptions this year. But they've shut him down today, but on that play, he breaks it for the go-ahead touchdown.
Terry Kirby, number 43, with great running skills. Watch the lead block by number 41, Keith Byers. He sets up Rod Smith, and then Kirby runs over him, runs through a man, steps over people. That's a super run and a super play. Little poor tackling by the Patriots help out, but I'm telling you, that's a run of determination by Terry Kirby. And that's, you know, you get very determined when your team sits you on the bench for about two quarters,
right,
and you watch your backup make plays.
Ran his own interference there, knocked people down, did Terry Kirby, who's run 7 times for 31 yards, but 15 coming on that go-ahead touchdown run, as the Dolphins lead for the first time today, 24-20. 3:40 to play in the game. The wind not too strong. Is it the Patriots' backs in the 4th quarter? Ray Crittenden runs back the kickoff for New England. And he goes down at the 25-yard line. Drew Bledsoe is the man now for New England. Tackle on special teams made by James Saxon again for the Dolphins. .332 to go, and Bledsoe brings him out. So far today, Bledsoe has thrown for a couple of touchdowns, bringing his season total to 13 touchdown passes against 14 interceptions. On first down, they give him time, and he triggers it to his running back out of the backfield again, as Kevin Turner with his 5th catch of the day.
Kevin Turner will be prominently featured against this soft defense that the Dolphins are playing right now. It's a semi-prevent. Everybody dropping back into soft zones. It'll force the quarterback, Drew Bledsoe, to take the underneath receivers, which will be the running backs and the tight end.
Under 3 minutes to go now. New England down for the first time in the game, down by 4. A long ball. Brisby going for it. But Stephen Braggs of Miami was the closest to the football, and a long incompletion. 3rd down and 4 now arises for the Patriots.
Now, Brisby may have been held up just a little bit on this. You see how the cornerback kind of squats and pushes the hands on him a little bit and really mugs him going down the stretch, almost holding his hand. I guess they ruled that the ball uncatchable, so Brisby's plea ignored.
Bledsoe ready to throw now for the 32nd time in this game. He's 18 for 31 for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lightning arm gets it ahead. His receiver extends. And Kevin Turner, making play after play, looks to have a first down for New England.
I was surprised at the long attempt by Bledsoe on the last play, because they are going to allow these short little passes right underneath. And there is the stretch for the first down.
So the Patriots drive on the great effort by Kevin Turner now. Bledsoe kind of shot puts the ball ahead, but those count 2 when you catch him, and Leonard Russell did, out to the 42-yard line. Dwight Hollier hits him in hard as we're going to come down to the 2-minute warning. Patriots looking to get a playoff. Now we have a timeout signal on the field with 2:04 to play.
And they ask you to squeeze and pull on something.
On 2nd down, Bledsoe takes a look, guns the ball inside the 40. And that multi-million-dollar arm, that Marino-type arm of Drew Bledsoe, 13 yards downfield for a first down. As we come to the 2-minute warning.
Earlier in the game, I criticized Scott Mitchell for throwing a ball too late, not using perfect timing. Bledsoe here with perfect timing. This time gets rid of the ball, and time the receiver turns around, the ball is there waiting for him. Now watch this. He sets in, time he settles and turns, the ball hits him in the stomach. Almost impossible, Don, to defend that when they throw it on great timing.
Well, the outcome of this game is probably going to depend on the right arm of rookie Drew Bledsoe, because he's going to be firing it downfield the rest of the way. A field goal wouldn't help much now, as the Miami Dolphins are holding to a 4-point lead. So we're going to see Bledsoe shooting for that end zone pretty quick.
And I think they're happy and very comfortable with that choice. The guy's been making good decisions. Look at his face right now in a big game. You see a kid that's smiling and becoming a man right before our eyes.
Right now, the ball is positioned at the 39-yard line. 1:58 to go. Patriots with a 3-game win streak, down by 4 as Bledsoe fires and makes the man again. His tight end, Ben Coates, who's down to the 32-yard line.
Well, Bledsoe looks like he's having fun. I mean, he looks like he is rising to the challenge, and he doesn't see this as a pressure situation. He sees it as an opportunity, and that's when they get good. All the good quarterbacks see this as a great opportunity.
Well, he has one now as he throws again, and it's broken up at the 24-yard line. So Coach Parcells with a sure-footed kicker now on his roster in Matt Barr, but they wouldn't get another possession, I don't think, if they kick a field goal here.
Well, one of their stars, Ben Coates, trying to make a play. Look at the extension, and he could only get the right hand on the ball and still almost cupped it in.
1:31 to go. Parcells with the play call having been sent in. Coming down from on high from Ray Perkins, the offensive coordinator, a short distance away from us in the press box. Here is the handoff, and they go to the run this time on 3rd and 2. Corey Kroom, who doesn't get too many carries, responds with a first down run. Chris Green makes the stop.
And Don, they take a timeout now because this is the area on the field where they want to take shots at the end zone. Now is the point. You don't want to get down there 15, 20-yard line where they start the zones collapse. The amount of yard that you have to work with is reduced. You want to step back right here where you can run your full complement of plays and take some shots in the end zone. So now's the time to come up with the right plays.
While we have a moment, we want to tell you that our executive producer for NBC Sports is Tommy Roy. The coordinating producer of NFL on NBC is John Faratzis. Today's game was produced by John McGinnis, directed by John McDonough. NFL Live produced by Ricky Diamond and directed by Kelly Atkinson. Technical directors Mark Kelman and Richard Sansevier. Associate director Ed Fibashoff. Production associate Darrell Love. And we thank them all as we're coming down the stretch here at Foxborough. The Dolphins headed to the playoffs if they can hold on and win this game. The Patriots down by 4 with their great rookie firing away. Downfield throw, and it's caught inside the 15-yard line. Vincent Brisby, good for 12. First down, New England.
The wide receivers on this football team a few weeks ago were dropping passes. They were dropping touchdown passes. But suddenly today in the big game, in their bowl game, in their playoff game, these Patriot receivers have been excellent. And of course, you can't, it's kind of hard to drop the ball when the quarterback almost walks out and hands it to you. These are great throws by Bledsoe.
Like throwing darts into a board. Bledsoe sticking it right into his receivers. Right on the numbers. Now Bledsoe throws to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Ben Coates. And Foxborough Stadium absolutely erupts. Could have overtime. The extra point by Barr is kicked up and good. It is a 3-point lead for New England. with 1:14 to play. The Dolphins get it back, and maybe time to get in position for a field goal try, which could send it to OT.
The throw and play almost defy description. It's simply a thing of beauty. It's almost like good music. People all over Ben Coates, yet I called him a great tight end. He's the best tight end on the football field right now, even though Keith Jackson is there. That's a great throw and a great catch.
Pittsburgh has defeated Cleveland, as Parcells, who made Bledsoe the #1 pick in the draft, sees his young quarterback hit his 3rd touchdown throw of the day.
This is a bowl playoff atmosphere in this stadium.
Unbelievable.
These fans have been waiting for something like this to cheer for years. What a play, and look at Bledsoe. You're a man now, son. You're an NFL quarterback as of today.
And tomorrow he's driving back to Walla Walla, Washington, his hometown. Then he's coming back to the Boston area in March.
That's a look of satisfaction, Don Cricky.
I think he should have that.
That man's taking a deep breath saying, yes, I'm a quarterback now.
Well, he's all of that. But the Dolphins have a good one, too. As now O.J. McDuffie runs it back and runs it back very well. And he'll be down at the 33-yard line with 1:07 to play. So Scott Mitchell with 67 ticks left to get his team in position for what could be a tying field goal.
Well, this is it. This is Dan Marino time. This is Dan Fouts time. This is Roger Staubach time.
You're going way back, huh?
Going back to my day. Now we'll find out whether or not it's Scott Mitchell time.
Mitchell's 18 for 26 for 193 yards and a touchdown. The Dolphins have been turnover free. Almost a pick as Fryer, running a post pattern over the middle of the field, had the ball skip off his hand. Harlan Barnett almost came up with it. Second and 10.
Remember how I talked about the Patriots using a double zone, the double 2. So you see that big hole in the middle of the screen? That's what they're going to try to attack. Irving Fryer wisely tried to knock that ball down when he couldn't get to it. The Patriots will stay in that cover 2, so we'll see balls in the flats, up the sideline, or right up the middle of the field.
What a game it has been, and you get the feeling it's going to come right down to the final gun. As on 2nd and 10, Mitchell stands in, fires to the near sideline. He's got a man, Mark Ingram, who dances the sideline, gets the first down, jumps out of bounds, and stops the clock. 56 seconds to go after a 15-yard gain.
That time Mitchell chooses one of the 3 areas that I described to you. This time he goes to the flat. The wise choice of the flat is that usually if the receiver catches it, he can get out of bounds and stop the clock. And that's a great play, excellent first play in a drive like this. Flats, sideline, straight up the middle of the field.
First and 10, 56 seconds to play. Mitchell again eludes the rush, sidearms the ball, incomplete. He did well to get rid of it. He was looking at Terry Kirby as the big rush was coming and almost got to Scott Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell in trouble this time. Pocket collapsing all around him. That's the rookie Chris Slade that almost knocks the ball out of his hand. And then Brent Williams with the pancake shot after the throw.
You must remember also, Stoyanovich is one of the best long kickers in the NFL. He's hit from 52 yards out this year. But they need much more yardage. From here it would be a 67-yarder. Second down and 10. Mitchell steps in, makes the throw, makes the completion. O.J. McDuffie. First down Miami, down to the 33-yard line. A 16-yard gain.
Scott Mitchell showing what he's made of. I mean, that pocket, they're running games up front. The defensive linemen are twisting in and out. Mitchell stepping up into the pocket very nicely and delivering a confident throw.
And there is Pete Stoyanovich, who can kick the long ball and may be called on to do so, although the way Miami's moving it right here, They might take it in. Let's flash back to a year ago. The 1992 regular season ended here at Foxborough for these same two teams, and the Dolphins needed a win for a chance to win the division. In overtime, Pete Stoyanovic's field goal attempt from 35 yards out with the game on the line, and Stojanovic delivers it through the uprights. The Dolphins won it 16-13, and with it, they won the AFC East title. Now Stojanovic limbers the leg as the ball is positioned at the 33-yard line. Stojanovic has tried 2 of over 50 yards this year, has made them both. Mitchell in the shotgun, all-out blitz. Mitchell throws. He's got a man. Ingram fighting, and finally he steps out of bounds. Ingram, a smart player, getting all the yards he can, and yet still managing to dance out of bounds and stop the clock.
The nice thing about that play, it only allowed 6 seconds to tick off the clock, so that's very efficient use of time by Scott Mitchell. The pass is into the flat where the receivers can step out of bounds.
That unseasonably warm weather we started the game in here up in New England is now giving way to a cold front that's moving in. Freezing temperatures are coming in tonight, and they've already started to arrive. As Mitchell stands in on second down, steps in again, he looks, end zone throw, man is there, but he can't get to the ball. Irving Fryer was the intended target, incomplete.
It's not a bad shot into the end zone. Mitchell could tell that there was nobody to the left of Irving Fryer, so he threw it out there to just see if maybe Irving could athletically spin his body around and get to it. Couldn't do it.
Mitchell firing away and firing very well. A major story in this game is the Dolphins' lack of turnovers after they just booted the ball away every which way during this 4-game losing streak. But even without turnovers, they're still behind in the closing stretch. Mitchell steps in, gets it away, man is there, and he catches the ball and gets out of bounds. What a play by Ingram with 25 seconds left. Absolutely extraordinary. Mitchell was gone. He was swept under. He was almost on the turf, and he sidearms the ball for the gain.
This is amazing. You know what? This is an accident is what this is. They're hanging on this guy and jacking him down. And basically, Ingram's having a great day. Basically, this guy said, my athlete will out-jump your athlete, and threw it up there.
The Dolphins have 1 timeout left. Mitchell looks, starts to run it. He throws it. It's caught. They rule he's out of bounds. Ingram had it. He says he was pushed while he was in the air. I think Mitchell could have run it in.
I really thought Mitchell would tuck that and run it in also. So there was quite the discussion there. Mitchell had a chance to at least get it down a little bit closer, but still not a bad choice. 1 foot, and ooh, that's so close. Woo, you see the turf come up there? He had an argument on the shove there. There was an argument there.
Second down and goal. Mitchell takes a look. Here comes the rush. Mitchell in trouble. Throws. It's not close. Third down comes out. The Dolphins still with 1 timeout, so if they should run a draw or even a quarterback draw, they can stop the clock and kick the field goal.
Every good quarterback that you see today has one of 2 things. Either a lightning fast release, or they've got great mobility. And Mitchell has shown some real mobility here today.
Dallas has defeated the Giants 16-13 in overtime. Third down. Mitchell gets time. He throws and throws hard. There's a foul on that play. Fryer was hit, but there's no flag. No question there was heavy contact, but no flag. Watch this.
There's a lot of incidental contact.
Ooh, almost home cooking.
Now a lot of incidental contact there.
Stojanovic with a chance to tie the game with 9 seconds left. Snap, set down, and kick. All good. And we're locked at 27 with 6 seconds to play. And now overtime looms here at Foxborough for a second straight year. What a day it has been. Stoyanovich delivers with the pressure on. Shula's team seemingly out of it, then comes back seemingly ready to win it. Now they'll go to overtime.
Just a day at the office for Stoyanovich. So confident, so poised. There's another picture of confidence and poise.
Coach Shula, you know, he's churning inside. He sees that Ingram has made some phenomenal plays for the Dolphins down the stretch. And now Pete Stoyanovich is ready to kick it off for Miami with 6 seconds to go. Hey, you don't want to. I don't think you want to give those return men a clean shot at a run back. They might bounce the ball down the field. Stoyanovich was a standout soccer player at Indiana. As the Patriots now deploy their receiving team out onto the field.
That's one thing about football. You can be so high. Drew Bledsoe was feeling so good as he drove his team down to score to give him the lead. And then it's all erased, and suddenly you have to do it again.
The flip of the coin always looms very large as we get ready to start overtime. We have 6 seconds to go in regulation. There conceivably could be the spectacular, and something would happen that would end this game before the final gun, but it's unlikely. Overtime is a high probability now as Stoyanovich has the ball teed up at his 35-yard line. Ronnie Harris and Ray Crittenden, both lightning fast, are back for New England. Stoyanovich does indeed boot the ball downfield. Up back picks it up and is happy to sit down at the 36-yard line with 2 seconds left. So the next big event in this game, unless they air it out, and they probably will with all they have. This kid's got an arm that can go from here to Walpole.
You know what was really smart about that sit down by the up back? That was Marv Cook. So he's accustomed to running the ball, but he knew that if he ran it, time would be expired. So, you know, he at least gave the offense the option of throwing a Hail Mary or, you know, just sitting on the ball and electing for overtime. So very smart move by Cook to catch it, get what he could, and sit down to stop the clock.
2 seconds to go. Now they're going into a protect formation. They'll down the ball. And the next big event will be the flip of the coin. And it will be a big event.
It will be a big event.
The way these two quarterbacks have moved their teams, particularly late in the game, you want to have the ball to start overtime because you might not see it if you don't.
Well, statistically, there's a great advantage for in favor of the team that gets the ball first, going down to score and win overtime games in the National Football League. So this is huge.
The finals coming in from around the league. The Giants, as we mentioned, winning in overtime over the Dallas Cowboys, beating the Giants in overtime. Detroit has beaten Green Bay and won the NFC Central. Dallas wins the NFC East. Now we'll have Red Cash.
It's your choice. Which one's going to call the flip? Please call it in the air.
Visiting team makes the call.
It is heads. Your choice.
Miami makes the right call. Well done by Richmond Webb. He made the call heads, and heads it was. So when we come back, the Dolphins will get the ball. Doubleheader day on NBC Sports, and most of you will see the Raiders going against the Broncos at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Denver has taken an early 3-0 lead in that game. We'll be joining it as soon as this one concludes. Some of you could see Cincinnati going against New Orleans as part of the doubleheader. The Miami Dolphins with a win or with a tie, and conceivably we could have a tie if this overtime period went through a full 15 minutes without a score. We count as a half game won and a half game lost, a tie. As we take a quick check of the AFC playoff picture and how it stands, Buffalo defeated the Colts today, and Buffalo has home field right through the playoffs in the AFC. Houston goes against the Jets later tonight. Kansas City won against the Seahawks. The Kansas City Chiefs secure the 3rd seed in the AFC playoffs. They'll be at home for their first playoff game. Denver winning 3-0 as mentioned. You know about this one, Miami. Pittsburgh was a winner today over the Cleveland Browns 9-7. That didn't help Miami. It would have helped Miami if Pittsburgh had lost. Now the kickoff to start overtime. Barr hits the ball well downfield, and here comes O.J. McDuffie looking for his blocks, and then moving off him to carry the ball out across the 25-yard line out to the 27. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. Lights on, temperature dropping. We're at Foxborough, and Scott Mitchell, who's put the ball up a lot, 34 times. He's completed 22, 250 yards and a touchdown. He's not been intercepted.
Scott Mitchell has really come on strong, especially in that last drive. He was huge in the last drive, coming down to get his team in position to score.
The wind is coming up, and while they have possession of the ball in overtime, the Dolphins are working into the teeth of what has become a strong northern wind. Wind gusting out of the north. The flags are all straight out now. Here's a lead pass thrown to Kirby, who ran for the touchdown. A little bit earlier from 15 yards out. He's taken out of bounds by Maurice Hurst. You see the wind indicated there as the flags now really straight out as this game wears on. Earlier in the game, there wasn't a whole lot of wind, and it was unseasonably warm at the outset. Temperature in the mid-40s.
But none of these players on either team can feel the cold or the wind right now. This is too big of a moment.
Straight ahead carry. Jerry Kirby runs the ball on the 2nd down and 4 and doesn't get anything. Mentioned earlier the Buffalo Bills with their victory today that brings their record to 12-4 with a win at Indianapolis, and the Buffalo Bills secure home field in the AFC. So again, the road to the Super Bowl goes through Buffalo. Third down now as Mitchell stands in. Crowd noise a big factor. Here comes a safety blitz. Mitchell on the run. He gets hit. Ball on the field. Might be New England's. Miami had a shot at it. Then it was knocked around. And coming up with it is a Dolphin. Like Burt Widener got it. But the Dolphins have to punt.
Well, Scott Mitchell has chosen the right direction to evade pressure all day long, except for there. That was almost a great opportunity. Looked like it was Chris Slade, their young linebacker, coming in, putting the hit on Mitchell, forcing the fumble.
Mitchell sacked 3 times today. Chris Slade, a rookie from Virginia, now has 9 sacks in this is rookie season, a 2nd-round draft choice. Ronnie Harris running it back for the Patriots, looking for a channel, and then he is hit hard at the 35.
Ronnie Harris almost had an angle there. That was a right return. Unfortunately for the Patriots, the ball was kicked far to the left, and Harris simply had too far to run to pick up his wall of blockers.
So Bledsoe, who was magnificent on that touchdown drive that seemingly gave the Patriots the lead they'd not relinquish until Miami came back with that marvelous comeback to tie the game. Now Bledsoe, who's put the ball up 38 times today, he's completed 24, throwing for a 39th time. Another completion as his man gets out to the 43-yard line. Ben Coates was the receiver.
That's a perfect tight end. Look at the body on it. Big, long, powerful, with supple hands and an attitude. Turns it up and a bad attitude.
I'm not a factor now, so Ben wisely stays in bounds and digs out all the yards he can get. He got 8 with the reception and run. 2nd down and 2. Corey Kroom runs. Dolphins shut that down. Chuck Klingbeil is up there to make the play, number 99. And that brings up 3rd down and 2 now for New England. We're in overtime, 27-27. Bill Parcells' team has been in overtime twice before this year and lost them both to Detroit and to the Buffalo Bills, both on this field.
Yeah, the thing about overtime is that every play is a big play, so you find out which player can thrive best under pressure.
Well, they're going to throw it now. Bledsoe on 3rd down and 3 takes a quick drop, and they'll get him. He gets it away. It's intercepted by Miami. J.B. Brown looks like the guy who got it. What a play as Jeff Cross had Drew Bledsoe in his grasp. And Bledsoe, gambling to try to save the lost yardage, triggers it downfield, and J.B. Brown makes a spectacular play. His 5th interception of the season.
See, there's a feeling of exigency on the part of a young quarterback there. Really, if he takes the sack, the worst thing happens, they end up punting and try to hold again. But he made some big plays today, and with his big, strong body, he thinks he can come up and make a play, but that's a dangerous throw and one that he wishes he had back.
Remember, Mitchell had the same play earlier, and somehow he made the completion downfield to Mark Ingram.
But it was luck. I mean, that was a dangerous throw that Mitchell made.
Second Patriot turnover, none for the Dolphins. Mitchell going for all of it as he airs out a 55-yard throw downfield with too much lead for the streaking Mark Ingram.
There's some type of psychological study that offensive coordinators have made in the past, and so it has held true for years that after an interception, after a depressing, discouraging turnover by one team, the offense comes out and tries to get it all on one play, and that time they went for it all. Couldn't come up with it.
Don Shula and his Dolphins struggling in the midst of a 4-game losing streak, but now momentum is swung to them on the play by J.B. Brown. The interception. Mitchell throws. Ball in the air. Incomplete. That was up for anyone to pick. We're early in overtime. 11:34 to go in the overtime period. As we mentioned, conceivably, if it went the full 15 minutes, it would be an official tie and Miami be in the playoffs.
Tell you have to be lucky in football. I mean, that ball bounces to the one spot where there is not a Patriot or even not the Dolphin standing there. A lot of factors in football.
Third down coming up. Miami is 7 of 14 on third down conversions today, but this is a 10-yard need. As Mitchell looks, somehow avoids the rush, throws downfield, intercepted, and then dropped. Harlan Barnett had it, and he had an open track to the end zone. It almost ended on an interception return for a touchdown.
Harlan Barnett had a chance to be on every highlight in America to end this football game. That's how big these plays are. Harlan Barnett could have been on every highlight show, every sportscaster. Look at the stretch. Almost a one-handed grab. Never had possession. Great play, though.
Here's the punt now. Dale Hatcher hits it downfield. The ball is taken by Ronnie Harris. He gets an open track, and Harris gets it to the 32-yard line. So the Patriots dodge the bullet. Bledsoe's interception does not result in a game-ending score for Miami.
I guarantee you those closing remarks that you just saw from coach to quarterback, from Parcells to Bledsoe, was, you know, don't try to force anything. Just let the game come to you.
The playoff picture: Miami can clinch if the Dolphins win or tie today versus New England, or if the Jets lose tonight and the Raiders lose. Downfield throw, a diving attempt at the ball as Bledsoe makes sure he brings it in low, so only Timpson had a play on it. Marino had some advice for Scott Mitchell when he came out of the game after the last series.
He said there's no way that happened. Now, what? There was another word or two in there, but we'll leave that other word out. Pumping him up, working together.
They are. Second down and 10 now for the Patriots as Bledsoe stands in, pumps and throws and makes the connection out to the 46-yard line. A lateral, and the ball is picked up. Or was it a fumble? And it's run down by Leonard Russell all the way down to the 35-yard line.
It was the immaculate reception all over again. The ball going right down the middle. Fumbled. Picked up by Russell. These guys are making plays.
Let's watch this.
It's not Franco Harris this time.
Yep,
It's Leonard Russell.
That wasn't a reception. That was an incomplete pass.
That looked like an incomplete pass, but they got away with it.
Instead of an incomplete pass, they get a 32-yard gain.
Boy, that's like a shortstop.
Yeah, Leonard Russell scooped it up, and it didn't look like he had possession. But the official said he did, and so the Patriots are coming close to field goal range.
This play happened so fast that you have to trust the officials on the field. Is it a reception? Drew Bledsoe sending it into Brisby. It looks like bang, bang. Just as he catches it, it's pulled away. But look at the scoop. And how lucky do you have to be for the ball to be in the perfect position where running back Leonard Russell can scoop it and run it down to improve the yardage. Here it is again. It looks like he has it for a moment there. That's one of those that'll be talked about.
Sure will.
Okay, now let's look at it in real speed and try to figure out. Here we go. This is live speed.
He didn't have the ball. It's no question he did not have the ball.
I'll tell you, it happened so quick, Don.
But it gives the Patriots a first down at the 36-yard line. You add 17 from the line of scrimmage, so this would be a too long to try field goal. They've got to get closer than this to try. Now, Bledsoe looks for some, as the official stops play for the moment. And he orders the Patriots to re-huddle for whatever reason. Matt Barr, number 3, a man who is 5 for 5 on field goal attempts since coming out of the waiver wire list, cut by the Eagles after he missed what could have been a tying field goal against Buffalo a few weeks ago. He was cut, and he's been perfect as a Patriot. Bledsoe, long ball, man is open, Timpson, touchdown, it's over. You could not comprehend the crowd noise here. What an ending in overtime. A 36-yard bomb. Timpson, who was a great high school sprinter in the state of Florida, outruns everybody. Bledsoe 27 of 43 for the day for 327 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Drew Bledsoe's been through a lot this year. He walks out this stadium almost to say to the league, get ready because I'm coming. The patience and the way he throws the ball up high and allows his player to run under it is what is so impressive. He doesn't break stride. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't do anything but run underneath the perfect throw. Watch the pump. And then high and soft. In the face of the pressure of Marco Coleman, Drew Bledsoe puts it right on the money. Look at Coleman still on the ground in shock that it could be over based on that toss.
So his biggest day as an NFL player, Drew Bledsoe's, brings the Patriots to their 4th consecutive win. And who knows, as Parcells said, where we'd go if the season we're starting now.
Al Grove just leaving Bill Parcells. Parcells and Grove been through some big games together. They were jumping around like it was this was their bowl game, their playoff game, and they won it.
Our thanks to statistician Bill George and to spotters Kevin Swinson and Jay Savetti, as right now the numbers are up and they're final. New England